Standing up here bashing the living shit out of Nazis.
You're watching Blunt Politics with Boston Brian.
Let's go. Let's go. Welcome back to Blunt Politics. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm Boston Brian. Thank you for joining me. Make sure you hit that like button. Make sure you subscribe to the channel. Basically, this is just the regular political podcast for regular people, by regular people. I am just your average, everyday plumber that calls it as I sees it. The balls and strikes are right in front of me. Right is wrong is right in front of me. And that's how I'm going to give it to you. Straight, honest, not going to hold anything back, hence the Blunt Politics. And I'm really excited tonight because we're being joined by one of my favorites, one of everybody's favorites, to tell you the truth, the guy that seemingly blew up just before the election with his music, his songwriting, and his lyrics. We're very happy to be joined by Tennessee Brando. But before we do that, I want to bring in the chat and just say hi to everybody here. How's everybody doing? Mel, thank you so much. Love you. Hey, Jim the Geek. Bonnie, what's going on? David, how are you? Tanya, thank you for your services. OG Adam, thank you for your services. Roxy, thank you for your services. What's going on? Janie, how are you? Spark, Sheldon, to all the Tennessee Brando fans out there that are joining us, the Midas Mighty that are joining us, make sure you hit the subscribe button. That would be really fantastic. It's free. It doesn't cost you a dime to do that. But if you were in the financial position to do so, the join button below me is $1.99. You can't even go buy a Snickers for $1.99 right now. You really can't. So I think it's really good bang for your buck for a month of political content and people like Tennessee Brando. And Fred Wellman was going to join us, but unfortunately had to cancel, which is fine. He'll be on the show very soon. And we're very fortunate to have people in our sphere that are willing to talk to smaller shows like mine. I know I'm not a very big footprint, and as I always say, I'm a tiny fish in a very big sea. So I'm very grateful to the people that donate their time and come to talk to Blunt Politics. So thank you. But let me hop right into it. Let me see if I can actually get this button right for the first time, and we can bring in Brando. Let's see here. I'm going to bring him on. Maybe this one or this. Which one works actually? Oh, there you go. What's up, brother? What's happening?
Hey,
how are you?
How's it going? I'm doing good, man. How about you?
I am fantastically excited to speak with you. I've seen a lot of your content. Huge in the Midas Touch sphere. Midas Touch contributor. Just one of their biggest contributors, I would like to say. I would care to say. But yeah, just really excited to get the chance to talk to you. Get your thoughts on what's going on in today's politics and where we can go from here and what people can do to stay involved and to not just feel like they're just typing on a computer all the time and actually feel like they're doing something to change the atmosphere in the society that we live in and change the hearts and minds of people that follow people like Donald Trump and don't really understand or grasp what progressive values and ethics and morals and our beliefs really are, which is just helping the poor and making sure that the homeless and the houseless have roofs over their head, making sure they're fed, helping our vets, making sure that they're taken care of, unions, supporting unions wherever you can, progressive ideals that are trying to move this country forward. So I appreciate you joining us. Can you tell Blunt Politics and the Bryantologist a little play on the cult of Donald Trump? So we named everybody the Bryantologist. Yeah, that's fantastic. Yeah. Chad came up with it. Yeah. But just tell us a little bit about yourself and kind of how you got into politics to kind of introduce yourself to my channel for anybody who doesn't know you.
Absolutely, man. Thank you so much for having me. I really appreciate you having me on. I'm looking forward to talking with you. Yeah, I started off, I was a musician ever since I was a teenager, and I was a full-time musician through my 20s and 30s, and that's what I pretty much did with my life for the longest time. I would go out and play music till the music kind of dried up, and then I would find a day job till the music picked back up, and that was my life for forever. But I've always talked politics. My family's always talked it like a sporting event, so it's always something that's been talked about around my house ever since I was a kid. I can literally remember watching the Bush and Dukakis election with my dad back when I was a kid. And so, once the pandemic happened, 2020 rolled around, all the gigs got canceled, everything shut down for a while, and nice. I was approached by a friend of mine who wanted to do an internet radio channel out of Knoxville, Tennessee, and asked me if I would be interested in doing some DJing on there. And I thought, well, that's cool. It's a change of pace. It's something to do while I'm not playing music. So I started doing the DJ stuff and, talking that way, which on that show, we didn't get political or anything like that. But then, some time passed and I enjoyed doing that and talking to an audience that way. That kind of, I think, set the stage for what I do now. And then one day, it was probably like late 2020. I sat down in a chair outside and I was just, there was an album. It's actually hanging behind me on the wall. Tyler Childers' Long Violent History album. He put out an album. It's an all fiddle album, instrumental album, but the last song is called Long Violent History. And he talks about police brutality. And he put out a message video along with that. Well, he's from Kentucky and I was raised up over in Kentucky. So when he put out that, everybody in my part of the world started crucifying him, calling him woke, saying they would never go to any of his shows again and all these things. And so, I sat down and typed out this big long-winded Facebook post about it. And when I got to the end of it, I thought, nobody's going to read this. Nobody's going to click see more. They're going to keep scrolling. So I just disregarded the post and sat there in my chair for a few more minutes. And then I thought, no, I really wanted to say that. I really wanted to make that point. And so, man, I made a video and put it on YouTube. It was just called My Reaction to Tyler Childers' Long Violent History. And it just exploded. And really? It's so funny because, for years I'd been putting out music and I might get a couple hundred views if I was lucky. And then I put out a reaction to something.
And then not doing music, you blow up.
Yeah, exactly. That's exactly how it happened. And so then people started going, well, what's your thoughts on this? And I'm going, why does people want to know? I was kind of like taken back by it, honestly. Right, and I made another one and it just kept snowballing. And then bumped into Texas Paul, who introduced me to the Midas Touch Network, and here we are. It just happened really fast. Like you said, I spent a lifetime, tried to blow up in music, and then just blew up by accident doing this.
Well, it's funny how things will present itself to you, and it's you have that anxiety about kind of going through the door, stepping through the door, where you spend so much time on music and really wanted to make that your life, and now it's like a total 180 and you're like, okay, and it's kind of cool because it's also giving you an outlet to add music into politics, really. Yeah. You know what I mean? Which is, I'm sure, a good outlet for you to not only strum on a guitar, but also get your message out about what's going on in politics as well. I kind of had the same. My background really is just, my family was totally non-political. I basically didn't even know politics existed for a long time. I was that asshole in the corner, just spitting out my opinions without actually doing anything about it or voting or taking place. So then, I'm a World War II freak. Anything World War II, I read, watch documentaries, whatever the hell it is. So I started learning about fascism and seeing what authoritarianism really does and the tactics that the propagandists use between Mussolini and Joseph Goebbels and how they kind of controlled the minds of the masses. And then I kind of saw the link between what I was watching on the documentaries and what Donald Trump was saying and doing in his, and I'm talking like 2015, even before he became president. I started like, okay, we came down the escalator and he talked about Mexicans being, disgusting people, and I'm not going to repeat it, but you know what he said,
Yeah.
and it's like, as soon as he said that, I was like, okay, here, wait a minute, here we go.
Mhm.
Like, and I don't, the problem is, I don't think he's a fascist by nature, right? I think
Mhm.
he kind of backs into it because of his ego and
Yeah.
his inability to admit when he's wrong, and his, the sociopathic tendencies that he has. And it's just kind of like he backs, like, it's almost like he reverses into fascism by accident. You know what I mean? Where
Yeah.
it's like, trying to control people, and Roy Cohn taught him really well on just deny. Even if you lose a case, tell him you won. No matter what
Mhm.
happens, just go full steam ahead. Which is, I think, why he had the book of Hitler's speeches per his ex-wife on his bedside table.
Yeah.
We found out in a lawsuit. I think that was kind of one of the, Roy Cohn was probably like, all right, read these things. This is how you kind of be a strong man. You're really not a strong man, but if you want to portray one, this is kind of how you would do it, type of thing. So
Yeah.
it was like, I was on Twitter, and somebody said you should make a video on TikTok, and I was like, TikTok? I was like, I don't dance. I don't have
Yeah.
a Ferrari or a Lamborghini or anything. I didn't know what the hell TikTok was all about. Finally,
Yeah.
I think I put it on Twitter. I think I was laughing at Don Jr. or something stupid. It wasn't even anything really like that was awesome that clicked, but it got it, and
Mhm.
somebody was like, yeah, put it on TikTok, and all of a sudden it was like, it blew up. I was getting hundreds of thousands. I'm like, Jesus Christ, this is weird.
Yeah.
I think it's just the accent, and it's like, if somebody looks at me right away, I think they expect a conservative point of view. So it's
Mhm.
kind of weird when a progressive, liberal, a democratic, the
Yeah.
ideals come out, and they're just like, whoa, wait, what's going on here? You don't sound like the normal,
Yeah.
I think in a way it kind of helps, but yeah, it's
Yep.
strange when we got into politics like that, where you didn't really want to, or mean to, or study for it or anything like that. So
Mhm.
it's kind of cool. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and I get the same thing being from the South, being from Tennessee. Like I've had so many people over the years tell me that they scrolled past my videos for a while before they actually clicked on one because they just saw a white dude in a bandana with tattoos. I was like a
Right,
biker. I'm
right.
not, but they would see that or see me playing music, and they automatically would think, oh, they would think the opposite. But it's one of those things that once someone does listen to what we have to say, then they can't unhear it because now they've heard us say it, and, I,
Right,
and I
right.
think I think that's why they keep tuning back in. But it is
Well,
funny how that.
all we need is a Kentucky Ken to fill this out. We got a Boston Brian, a Tennessee Brando, we need like a Kentucky Ken, and like
Yeah,
a Florida Frank or something, and we could start our own show here.
absolutely.
With politics around the globe or something like
Yeah,
that.
for
All right, a
sure.
few more questions for you. So clearly the 2024 election didn't go the way we wanted to. There's obviously things that I have pointed out on my show that I think Democrats failed on.
Mhm.
What I think there's things that we need to correct. I was just curious your quick thoughts on if you've kind of pinpointed something that the Democrats, or just people on the left in general, can change, either in their messaging or the way they go about talking to conservatives or Trump supporters, that kind of hurt us. That
Yeah.
looking back was like, okay, that was kind of a mistake. Have you kind of pinpointed anything like that?
Yeah, man. I've thought long and hard about it ever since it happened, and I think it took me a little while for the shock to wear off. I don't know if the shock is wore all the way off yet. I think I'm
Right.
still there, and I'm still trying to make
Mhm.
sense of it. I really think, given what Kamala Harris had with the time frame that she had, I feel like she did the best that she could as far as the time frame she had to work with. But as far as the Democratic establishment, I just really feel like that they need to tap more into independent media and stop entertaining the mainstream media, because I feel like that mainstream media has sold us out so many times, and it almost sometimes feels like they're in on the joke with Trump. It almost feels like they actually enable him, and they normalize a lot of what he does. And I feel like that if Democratic politicians spend the next 4 years going on those kind of shows and talking, where they're going to be talked over or they're going to be yelled at or whatever, I think that's kind of going to be a waste of time. So I would like to see them reach out to more independent places like Midas Touch or David Pakman or whoever. It
Mhm.
doesn't have to be me necessarily, but just tap into independent media, because a lot of us are out here. I hear people say that Democrats suck at messaging, but then I watch so many of us doing content, and I'm like, Boston Brian's doing a great job of messaging. He's saying a lot of good things, and so I think they need to. I think that's one thing that could really help going forward, is if they found a way to steer more toward an independent media and stop entertaining the media that just keeps selling us out over and over, if that makes sense.
Right, right. Well, that brings me to, one of the questions I had before, and it's like, if we look at the media landscape now and how many corporations are kowtowing to Donald Trump in dramatic ways to kind of try to, almost bend the knee and kiss the ring to try to maybe save their existence, or make their existence a little more peaceful for the next
Mhm.
4 years, if they can just appease him a little bit. Time Magazine making a Man of the Year, and I know that many scumbags have been men of the year, so that's not like a it's not like a greatest man of the year on Time Magazine. It's just kind of man of the year, the most focused upon person, I would say. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's not like this guy's great type of thing. But now we see ABC with the the defamation lawsuit and
Mhm.
giving in and granting to pay $15 million to go towards one of Donald Trump's libraries to a guy that's never read a fucking book in his life. Pardon my
Yeah.
French. But and then George Stephanopoulos, he's got to pay $1 million for his lawyer's fees and an on-air apology. And we've seen Joe and Mika not only go and kiss the ring at Mar-a-Lago, but also make on-air apologies for something that a gentleman said about Fox News that really wasn't bad at all. So what do you think the media landscape is going to look like in the next few years? Are we going to start seeing, because I can even play a clip. Donald Trump's even threatened to come after newspapers. He's threatened to come after, that independent journalist in, what was it, Iowa, that had
Yeah.
that poll he didn't like. He's
Mhm.
talked about independent media specifically. So, like
Yeah.
people like Midas Touch and David Pacman and, Jesse Dollemore and, the bigger influencers in this crowd, yourself and many others. I would kind of feel like we're on the chopping block here. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's like we have the target on our back just as much as these other people do, because my livelihood is tied to this now.
Yeah,
It's
me
not,
too.
I can just I've put pretty much everything I have into this, and I appreciate everybody that's joining us and supports the show and donates and super chats and all that stuff. That is so greatly appreciated, because
Yeah.
it's so important. And like I said, I got a little over 8,000 subscribers. I'm just a tiny fish in a massive ocean, and I'm trying to grow. And it's like I said in the intro, I appreciate you taking time out of your day to come. And I think more bigger creators and channels should be boosting channels
Absolutely.
like mine and channels like the Vanguard and channels like Pondering Politics, who's getting huge on his own. Not that he
Yeah.
needs any help, but channels like that, if we could all team up and
Yeah.
group up, so it makes a stronger force. I think that's something that we could use. And I know people in the chat have disagreements. Exactly. Hal Sparks, if we could all just somehow band together. And Hal's great. I'm on his show a lot, and he's very supportive, and I'm very appreciative for the time I spend on his show. And I think that should happen more. People getting invited to different shows and sharing different points of views, and we can disagree on the same side and we can agree on the same side. So I just wanted to kind of get your take on what you think the media landscape is going to look like going forward.
Yeah, well, I think you're going to see the mainstream media try to play it safe, and I really think that's what they're doing now. They're trying to play it safe. I did see a comment go by that said they're walking on eggshells, and I'm sure they are. And I feel like they're going to try to play it safe this go around. They may not come after him as hard, but I also think that that's going to make more people come towards independent media. I think it's going to make more people aim in that direction, because I did see a video David Pacman did where I can't remember the exact numbers he gave, but he was talking about how low the ratings had dropped on CNN and MSNBC in different places. Fox News ratings are still the same, and I think that's because their audience is, well, they won for one thing, and their audience is still excited, and they also thrive on the culture wars and the type of rhetoric that Fox News puts out. So I think you'll pretty much see more of the same from Fox
I'm
News.
sorry to interrupt, but where are these people going? If we're watching the viewership drop on these channels, I mean, I haven't seen a huge boost in any lefty channels, and where are these people going to get there? Are they just totally kind of checked out and for a little bit after the election, and they're going to come back, or are these people that are just totally lost?
I think,
sorry,
yeah.
I mean,
Oh,
just,
no,
where
no.
are these people going? I've been trying to think, because again, I haven't seen a huge boost. Channels are growing, but not at an enormous rate that would say all these people from the mainstream media that will watch it all of a sudden hopping into independent media. It's just
I think well, I noticed for me personally, like right after the election, I lost about 3,000 subscribers, or close to a little bit more, and that was the first time I'd seen my numbers go the opposite way. Which was pretty depressing for a couple of days. That happened, and a lot of people tuned out, and I noticed my comment sections weren't as big, for a little while, but then they started slowly coming back, and now it's picked up steam again. And I think that, that's happened to several people as well. But I think a lot of people may be at the moment tired of politics and tuned out, but I do believe they'll come back. And I believe when they do, I have high hopes anyway. I hope that when they do, they lean more toward independent media and find places that they can go to get a more authentic take on things. I think that's what a lot of people are really, striving for, is authenticity and somebody to be real with them and just speak real. And, I don't think they get that from the mainstream. And so hopefully we'll see them, come in our direction, because I think that would be better for everybody involved. Again, going back to what I said earlier, I just think if the politicians too would, it's good. What you said, I agree 100%. And I try to go on as many shows as I can to help boost people up, because I want to see everybody do good. And I want to see us all, because we've all, I've always tell people this: there's people that may prefer to listen to me. There's people may prefer to listen to you. And there's people that may prefer to listen to Coach D or Texas Paul, may be their flavor or whatever. So I always tell people to support everybody. And, if we can support each other and lift each other's voices up, and then, I also think the establishment, in the Democratic Party, if they would, reach out to people like us and talk, and because the one thing that the right has done, love them or hate them, they've definitely built a community. And we can sit here and criticize the community all day and tell you everything that's wrong with it. I mean, we absolutely can, right. But they have built a community of people. You look at people like Charlie Kirk goes out. He's out there all the time somewhere having an event. He's taking questions from the crowd and he's debating people and going back and forth. And we can sit back and call them fascist or any, whatever. We can call them all the things that we think they are, but they did build a strong community that way. And I think we, need to do that. I think we need to work on building our community.
Well, it's crazy because we saw the impact that Trump going on those even ridiculous podcasts that he went on. You know what I mean? Just the Rogan type. And I know Kamala Harris did the that larger woman's oriented podcast. But the problem with that, I think, is most of the people that were watching that were already in agreement with what she had to say. So she wasn't. Yeah. It was almost like a waste of your time. You're spinning your wheels because you're not really going to gain anything from it. It's almost like you did it just to say you did it. And she was offered the Rogan podcast, and I think it would have been great for the people in this country to actually sit down and get 3 hours of just Kamala Harris, almost not even in a politician's sense, just letting us meet her, because to that point, a lot of people didn't know much about Kamala Harris. We were being told a lot of things. We knew her accolades and her position, what she did in California, and she was very qualified, but we didn't really know. She wasn't really present as vice president a lot. She was kind of, in the background a little bit. So I think people were kind of hesitant on that. And like you touched on in the beginning, the time frame that she had, it's like, looking back, it's like, what do you expect somebody to do? I mean, we raised $1 billion, but if you don't have enough time to sway the people and get your message out there, it doesn't matter how much money you got in the tank, really. You know what I mean? So, I'm not going to go back through it, but my channel knows my grievances with, how Democrats went about it and not having a primary, and Joe Biden saying he was going to be, a president for the younger generations and transitional president, and letting and that's what I kind of wanted to go into too, the two-part question. What do you think about the Democrats that are seemingly capitulating to Donald Trump and conservatives and the Republicans, and kind of laying down their arms before the battle even begins, so to speak? It's like, Jared Moskowitz, kind of when he was praised Elise Stefanik. He's gone on TV praising and commending Matt Gaetz as Attorney General. Now he's, front runner for position, head of FEMA to direct the FEMA director. We got Jim Clyburn out there calling for Joe Biden to pardon Donald Trump. John Fetterman's calling for him to pardon Donald Trump, starting up a Truth Social account, meeting with Pete Hegseth. It's just, these are people that I once respected and thought were fighters, especially Jared Moskowitz. And it's like, I kind of think now that his whole act with James Comer in the House was just that kind of an act now, because I realized this a long time ago when, he did an interview and he was like, well, they're actually really good people. And, when you pass them in the hall and, they're actually really good people behind the, me and Bobert have had good conversation. And it's like, seems a little fishy if you're just going to say something on camera and on the House floor. And then once the cameras are off, you're like, okay, we're going to get a beer. Like that was good. Like, like the curtain just closed, it's kind of strange for me. So just kind of want to get your opinion on, what do you think about Democrats that want Biden to pardon Trump?
Oh man, I think that's crazy, and I think Jared Moskowitz is a disappointment to me because I viewed him as a fighter as well. I think when they do this, what they do is they play right into Trump's hand when he says, oh, they called me a threat to democracy. They call me all these things, and now look, they're buddy buddy with me. And there's a lot of people that do feel like the game is rigged, and Trump has played on those people for a long time. But there's also people sitting back going, well, I wonder if they're all in on it together. Like my dad, for example, said that like after it was over and he saw like Democrats doing that, dad was like, well, wait a minute, are they all in this together? And when he said that, I thought to myself, that's playing right into Trump's hand to say, see, they just say this about me. They don't really mean it. I'm not a threat to democracy. I'm none of those things. They don't even believe it themselves. So I just think it does us a really, really big disservice when they do that.
I mean, it's crazy because I've been airing my grievances on my show, and it's like how you can for almost 10 years now be talking about this guy being a fascist and his authoritarian ways and being a direct threat and an existential threat to democracy. And then once he gets in office, it's almost like, oh, okay, well, that sucked. Like, but and it's like, I'm not here to get you in trouble. And I know, I got strong opinions, but to see Joe fucking Biden sit there and shake hands with this guy in front of a nice cozy fucking fire in the White House really ticked me off. And I'm all about the peaceful transfer of power and making sure that he gets whatever he needs is the pit in my stomach that makes me want to throw up saying it. But it's like, I don't know about these traditions, carrying on these friggin' traditions and, the meetings and the handshakes and the dinners and like, I don't think like what message you send into the people where it's like, you just spent at least this election cycle, Joe Biden calling him a fascist and how dangerous he could be. And, women's rights are on the line and LGBTQ rights are on the line and trans rights are on the line. And then it's like, once he's in there, it's like, well, if you can't beat him, join him, is kind of the message that I'm getting from a lot of people. And it's really pissing me off. I think now is the time more than ever to call these people out, and if they do say things, if there's 40 things in a list that they want to do and 39 of them are terrible things, and there's one thing in there that you agree with, right? You don't join the team just because you agree with that one thing. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
Call them liars, call them fakes, and say, make them do it. You know what I mean? If you want to get money out of the Pentagon, do it. Guarantee you won't do it. Bullshit, you won't, because you haven't done a goddamn thing besides put money in your pocket. You have done nothing to help the American people, and I guarantee you're not going to start now. So if you want to do it, but show me. Don't talk. You know what I mean? So that's kind of the way that I think we should handle it. But that's just me coming from Boston. Yeah. Like I feel like I'm more scrappy in this political game. I don't give a fuck if you step on a line. I'm gonna call you out, whether you're on the right, left, independent, rich, poor. I don't give a shit who it is. This is real life for real people, and real ladies and women are dying, and real people are going through situations right now that they shouldn't be going through, because we should have won this election by a fucking landslide. This shouldn't even have been close. This shouldn't have been 50-50. This should have been fucking 100 to nothing. I mean,
you're absolutely
with the
right.
shit that this guy's done, with the shit that the Republicans are trying to do, with the way that the Supreme Court has handled themselves, we have more ammunition in our pockets right now than any Democratic Party has ever had, and we couldn't use it. And it pisses me off. And I'm very sorry that I couldn't be in the position to be of more assistance to get that message out there. But now I want to be there. So sorry.
No, you're good. No, you're good, man. And honestly, you sound a lot like my dad, to tell you the truth. That's pretty much the same sentiment that he's had this whole time. And I do respect Joe Biden for taking the high road on this one. But the thing is, man, it's like, again, it plays into the hands of Trump and his message of, see, they call me a threat to democracy, but I'm really not. Because we know for a fact if Kamala had won right now, what we would be going through. If she had have won, they would have been crying it was rigged. As a matter of fact, Trump was actually crying that it was rigged early in the night before things started going his way. And then he suddenly stopped saying that. And now suddenly MAGA has full trust back in our elections again. But, if the roles had been reversed, we wouldn't have got that. Biden didn't get that from Trump in 2020. And I think the least Biden could have done in that scenario is say, hey, he couldn't do this for me. Like, I mean, I know some people say, well,
Brando, I'm sorry. I am so sick of being on that fucking high road so that these people have a better shot at kicking us in the nuts. Because I feel like that's what happens every time. We take the fucking high road. We play by the book. We play by the rules. We do things the way it's supposed to be done. And we end up getting screwed in the end every single friggin' time. Yeah. I'm not afraid to, if they want to play dirty, I'll get in the fucking mud. If they want to get in the mud, I'll dig a fucking trench. If they want to be in the trench, I I will tunnel under this motherfucker. So
Yeah.
like I don't think now is the time to capitulate or say, okay, this now like do not lend credence to this man actually being a
Yeah.
head of state. He is
That's
a
what I'm
fucking
saying.
degenerate. He is a sexual assaulter, a fraud, a con man, a liar, a degenerate.
Yeah.
And he's in the head of this country for the second fucking time, and it makes me sick. And I'm sorry.
Yeah, and that's what I'm saying. I think that's what Joe Biden should have at least made mention of that. It's like I understand that we're in a boat. Like I saw I can't remember who it was now. I saw someone defended Jared Moskowitz, and I was like, well, they're in power now. We have to work with them. And I'm like, yeah, but that doesn't mean we stop calling them out. That doesn't mean we don't. We're not supposed to sit back and normalize their behavior. So, no, I'm with you, man. I really am. I understand totally what you're saying.
And listen, I make this very clear. Not every Republican is a Trump cultist that is racist and bigoted. There's people on the fringe that don't even know. Like, it's amazing to me how involved that we are, and we kind of think that everybody's involved in politics as we are. And it's like, why don't you get it? Why don't you get? They don't know half the shit that we know. You know what I mean? They're going about their daily lives. They're bringing their kids to soccer. They're getting them to school. They're coming home. They're making dinner. They're going. They're not. If they catch a 10-minute piece on the news, they're probably lucky. If they fucking get 30 minutes of radio in the car in the morning, they're probably lucky. They don't know what we know. So it's like a lot of these people just kind of, they're only given two choices. So if they don't like one, they got to vote for the other, or don't vote at all, which a lot of people did. We saw a huge drop in voting, which is surprising because I thought, I don't know. There's a lot that went wrong. There's a lot that we could have changed. I don't like the way that, I don't like the way that our party is now treating what's going on. It's being normalized to a point that is enraging. It's again, Joe Biden is a very consequential president. I think he was far more consequential than I ever thought he was going to be. He's got policies that will help this country long into the future. Donald Trump, whether he wants to take credit for it or not, can go fuck himself. We know who put the PACT Act, the CHIPS Act, the American Rescue Plan. We know who's building these chip factories and why they're there in Marjorie Taylor Greene's district and shit, and why people have jobs down there. We know that, but how do we get that to other people? We need to be able to get that to other people. And the problem is, I'm not gonna go to you, but the fact is we can't normalize this shit. We can't be shaking hands with a fascist. I don't have a discussion with a fascist and then have the camera stop and go out for a fucking beer. All right.
Yeah,
that's just not how I roll. I have people in my family that absolutely would have my back in a second, would give me the shirt off their back, are conservative, voted Trump. And I know they're not scumbags. I know they're not fucking racist and all that shit. It's just, they've listened to different stuff than I've listened to. That's basically all it is. You've seen different content than I've seen, and my beliefs are different, and we can still chat and talk, and those people you can, but you have to be able to recognize when somebody isn't reachable, so you're not wasting your breath, because there's people out there that are just like, okay, this guy I'm not going to get, or this lady I'm not going to get, but this person I can talk to, type of thing. I don't like normalizing it, and I'm sorry for the rants.
Oh no, go for it.
You get me all. I like it. I got a million questions, but I'm probably not going to get
go
to them.
for it. No, you make a great point. You make a great point about people who don't tune into the news every day, don't necessarily know what's going on, and there's a whole lot of people who probably just tuned in right at the last minute and went, oh, wait a minute. So now, Kamala Harris is running. Oh, well, my grocery bill's still high, and so they just, went with it. I actually had a family member who, I love and everything. I love the guy, of course, but he's family. But he said something that really told me he wasn't paying attention. He was like, "Oh, don't worry about Trump saying those things. He can't do anything. He'd have to go through the Supreme Court and the House and the Senate." And I was like, "Dude, he's got all those things."
Right.
So that told me right away that
last time argument is so worn out now, because look at his nominees, which I'll get to a question next. But you know what I'm saying?
Exactly. I mean, you can't compare it to the time before. Now he's got people in place who are going to do those things, and he can set back. I saw one interview with him where they asked him if he was going to go after people on the January 6th committee, and he said, well, I should, I've got people that's going to take a look at that, and that's the whole point. He's got people that'll take a look at it. He may set back and say, well, they took a look at it and they said they needed to be arrested or whatever. We're in different times, and I'm with you in the sense that we can't play by the rules when they threw the rule book completely out the window. I mean, it's gone, and it's like, how can we play that game. I made an analogy on my channel, which was like, okay, if we was in a controlled boxing match and we, we're going to go at it, and we had a referee and we all agreed to a certain set of rules, and referee said touch gloves and come out fighting, okay, we could. But if the referee said touch gloves and come out fighting, and the other guy reached and pulled out a switchblade, now you're in a completely different game. Now, you can't, you can't be the Marcus of Queensbury all of a sudden.
There's only so much tape you can put on your knuckles.
Yeah, exactly. So I really feel like we're in different times now, and I don't think that we I mean, when they throw the rule book out the window, you can't play with people like that.
Exactly. And it's like, I almost think it's is it too early to say I told you so to these people? You know what I mean?
No.
With like the amount of billionaires that Donald Trump has already put in his cabinet or nominated to be in his cabinet, the war hawks, Pete Hegseth, a drunken, credibly accused sexual assaulter that has put women on NDAs so they can't speak about it. Kash Patel, Keith Kellogg as envoy to Ukraine, which is a huge topic I'd like to get onto, and what you think, kind of we're looking at there. As you can tell, I'm a huge supporter of the people of Ukraine. I think they're some of the most incredible people on the planet. They're the most resilient people on the planet. Some of those videos of the babushkas, when that first assault came from Russia, and they're just like in Kyiv and they have nothing to fight with, and they're like, just give me a glass bottle, something that burns, and a fucking rag, and let them come in. You know what I mean? I'll torch them. I will torch those you know what I mean? So that's just kind of the resolve they have. And for a 72-hour operation to now be in its almost third year, is quite a remarkable feat for a country that is much smaller, much less populated, and the military smaller, the whole 9 yards. You know what I mean? So hats off to Ukraine. But yeah, I think we got to stop normalizing these people, Democrats that are trying to, like when Jim Clyburn says, oh, we got to pardon them so we can get back to normalization. It's like, what the who is that helping? The guy doesn't need a pardon. He's got the ultimate authority from the Supreme Court of the United States of America. What is this pardon? Is shit. He can wipe his ass with that pardon. He doesn't need it. Like, it's just useless. It's useless freaking appeasement. It's just useless fucking appeasement. That's all it is. And why it's happening, I don't know. Whether these people are getting tired. And I've been on my show on a tear lately on TYT, Cenk and Anna making I don't know if you consume any of this content, and I apologize if you don't. But yeah, TYT is one of the bigger progressive channels on YouTube, over 6 million subscribers. But Cenk and Anna have really, after the election, made a considerable push to the right, and pushing, trans propaganda and the crime propaganda, going on Glenn Beck and praising Glenn Beck, calling lefties, religious zealots. The irony of being on Glenn Beck's show and calling fucking lefties religious zealots is just enough to knock you over right there. It truly is. I think we really need to start focusing on the people that don't really have our backs in this community, and aren't really fighting for the ideals and the morals and the beliefs that we have, and are just in it to make money, and it's a grift, that type of thing. I think that it's really important to not only call out the politicians, but also the people in our area that are pushing out propaganda and false news and misinformation and disinformation and that type of stuff. So, I was going to get your take on, what do you think about the House Ethics Committee having that secret vote to release the investigation into Matt Gaetz?
Well, it's going to be interesting. I'm anxious to see it. I did see where Marjorie Taylor Greene, it was kind of funny. She said, if they're going to release that, we're going to release all of them. And I want to see the Epstein list too. And I was like, oh, really? Are you sure about that? Because it's one of those things where it'll be interesting to see that one. But then, if they were to start pushing for more to come out, they're just going to end up, cutting their noses off to spite their faces. They're such hypocrites, every one of them. They're just such hypocrites. And get back to what you said about the Young Turks, not to get off subject, but that was super disappointing. But I've kind of tuned them out for a while now, and I've told people, I'm like, I am part of the Midas Touch Network, but I can tell you that if Ben Marcellus had have took the turn that Cenk has taken, I would have hit the road. I would have been gone, because that's just. I think we do have to call people out on our side too, because we're always going to be accused. Everyone's going to accuse all of us of being in an echo chamber and things like that. But I've always argued that we're not, and I've always argued that we do call out our own. And I've heard fellow creators have disagreements, and we call it out, and I think that's okay. But to see the turn they've taken is pretty disgusting, and it'll be interesting. The Gates report. I'm not sure when did they say when that's going to come out? I saw it's
I did not see them. They might have released a date or something like that, but if they did, I did not hear about it. I just kind of saw the general headline that they had voted on it in kind of secret. Yeah. But yeah, as to the Young Turks, I haven't watched them in a long time. It was some of the I kind of grew up on with as far as politics and political content with TYT, Pac-Man, got into Midas Touch really early when they had, I think there was about fucking 10 of us that listened, in the beginning, you know what I mean? So Jesse Dollamore, I loved. I always listened to James O'Brien from the LBC to get the British perspective, and I always like to keep up on what's going on in Britain. I just have this like attraction to World War II and any country that was involved, like a love for Germany. I would love to be able to speak German. I think it's one of the best languages if you can speak it. France, the whole nine yards. I'd love to take the trip and recreate the route to that the Allied forces took through Europe. And Kyle Kalinske, Sam Cedar, Dollamore, Jesse Dollamore and his wife are very, very good. Brittany Page, she's very good. It's just like I said, I haven't watched them in a long time, but knowing that they have 6 million subscribers and the amount of influence that they have, I think it's very important for us to be like, okay, if you're watching this now, I just want you to know they're pushing trans propaganda at you. Because Anna met some guy in her apartment complex that was really nice and ended up being a Trump supporter, doesn't mean everything that we've said about Donald Trump being a fascist and authoritarian and wanting to do, harmful things to this country is wrong. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Now, when you're going pandering to the right, talking shit about the left, and you got Jank pandering to Elon on Twitter just so he can get his tweets out there. Because anytime he talks shit about the left, that's when his tweets do well. Elon will push that right to the top of the fucking algorithm if he's talking shit about the left.
Oh yeah.
And that's another thing. Elon Musk's involvement. I mean, we got, I think, what is the United States' biggest or first and biggest oligarch that we've had, or at least the most obvious one. And now he's trying to get Trump and his lawyers to get rid of some regulation on self-driving vehicles pertaining to Cybertrucks and obviously Teslas, which would inhibit the federal government from conducting investigations into these crashes to try to make these vehicles safer. So, I mean, we already see the effects of what these nefarious people want to do. It's like, why don't we just remove the fucking seatbelt too? You know what I mean? Drinking and driving is safe again. What the fuck? You know what I mean? What speed limits? Why speed limits? What the fuck? We'll just do 88 like Doc Brown the whole time. It's like just get there as fast as fucking possible if you can. I guess I don't know what they want, but it's tough to know what to do. That's what I was. What can we do to feel involved and to feel like we're having some impact instead of just, I love what we're doing here. And I think it's very important, but sometimes you get that feeling like, am I really like, how do I get really involved? Like hands-on type of thing,
Yeah, that's a great question, man. I don't know if I really got a straight. I mean, I don't know if I got a good answer for you, but again,
it's a tough one, right?
It is.
No matter how bad you want to do something, it's like, what do I do though? It's like I feel like we need to help women and have access to abortion care and health care, and it's like we should be setting up avenues that women in certain states that can't, that have laws and legislation against their bodily autonomy, that we should be able to help them. But I obviously I think that's against the law. We could get locked up for that. So it's like, what the hell do you do? It's like we got to set up a Harriet Tubman type underground railroad for women to get to get to Massachusetts, because we have the best healthcare and we'll take care of you up here. So if you can get here, please come and have some of the best healthcare. You know what I mean? If get out of the States, and I know it's a lot easier said than done. Believe me, I understand. But if you're in the position, come on up, because we'll fucking take care of you, and our laws will support women and what you want to do with your own body.
Yeah. I was talking with Gloria Johnson here in Tennessee. She ran for Senate, and I was talking with her, and she said, we got to figure out how to get our message out there. I mean, obviously it's working with our crowd, but the question is it bringing new people into the conversation, or people that may disagree with us? So we do need to work on that and put our heads together and come up with ways to not just reach people that already agree with us, but reach people that may not, or may have a difference of opinion. It's just, I think one of the challenges we face is we're facing down such extremism. And again, you got Trump out there saying he's going to throw lawsuits at people and threatening that. And I think a lot of that, and I'm not saying he's not going to do it at all when I say this, but I think a lot of that is to try to scare people into not talking. I do believe it's a lot of it's try to get people to tone it down and not speak against him. And it goes back to what you said earlier. He kind of falls into fascism by default because that's just his ego and his narcissist ways that he cannot stand to be criticized at all. And, I've heard Mary Trump talk a lot about how that his ego is so huge, he would never admit a mistake. I mean, he's the guy that said he's never asked for forgiveness and doesn't bring God into that part of his life.
Mr. Upside Down fucking Bible.
Yeah, exactly. He goes to the Sunday churches, he said.
He doesn't want. He can't divulge his favorite verse. It's too personal to him. Okay. Well, do you like the New Testament or the Old Testament?
Yeah.
They're both great. You definitely. How many times you read that again? I'm sure you've gone cover to cover.
It's so funny to me because I know every Christian I've ever met can't wait to recite their favorite verse, and yet he didn't have one, and it didn't seem to bother.
It's written on shit everywhere. They got it on their fucking hats, and
exactly. And it didn't seem to bother. It didn't seem to bother them that he didn't know.
Why is it so obvious to us, Brando? Why is it so easily and obviously apparent to us that this man is just an absolute fraud, literally the poor man's rendition of what a rich guy should be, or what they think a rich guy is, with the gold toilets and the fucking, lying about how big your apartment is in New York. And it's a big apartment. Why the fuck do you have to add shit to that? Like it's a huge gold fucking apartment. That's not enough. Like you got to stick the elevator shaft into the square footage and shit. Like what? Come on. Like what you've been given, like the guy that's bankrupted so many companies. He was given everything by his father, born with a silver fucking spoon in his mouth, a New Yorker. Like how did a New Yorker gain the respect of farmers in this country, of the people in the rural parts of this country? Like it's why is it so obvious to us, but not to them?
Yeah, that's a great question. And I honestly, man, I really think that reality shows had a whole lot to do with this. Going back to what you said about how that people don't tune into politics, they come in at the last minute, see who's running for office, and they vote one way or the other. But the one thing they were watching every day was reality shows. They were watching those constantly. And they saw him on The Apprentice. And I really believe that now, he gets in there, he puts people in charge of departments that he has no idea how to run. He has no clue what he's doing. He puts people in charge that has no clue. And then when they screw up, he says, you're fired. And people are so used to seeing that format in reality shows. They may not have been tuned in to politics, but they were tuned into that type of format. And I feel like we're seeing Celebrity Apprentice, the government edition. It's like, we're seeing that and they're getting into that. And he wasn't a politician. They were used to your everyday politicians. I think a lot of people my age grew up with Bushes and Clintons in the White House, so they saw that and they knew that was government, and they knew that they didn't feel like the government was working for them. Meanwhile, they looked over and seen this reality show guy, and that's what they had a steady diet of. I really believe that did play a part into the psyche behind it all, because it feels like now that they're cheering it on that way. When I made a video about people him wanting to file lawsuits against social media influencers, there was comments in my comment section about, you're getting what you deserve now. And it's just kind of like it's like that mentality of they have to feel like they're fighting for something. They have to feel like that they're the ones being persecuted, they're the victims in the story. And I think that they kind of live vicariously through him, and we see through it, and we don't understand how they can't see it. Like, I don't understand. I'm just as baffled
how people are willing to be so blatantly hypocritical.
Yeah.
Like to advocate for freedom and free speech. And then Donald Trump this week, I think I'll play the clip later in the show where he's talking about, the army going into somebody's fucking garage because they think the drones came from the garage. Like, okay, so if a private citizen decides to launch a commercial drone that he bought legally, right, and he's flying it legally, just because it left, like, you want the military to be able to go, like, rush into this guy's garage, like, does that not seem like a little hypocritical to the people that are all about say they're about the Constitution, say they're about freedom, and don't keep the government out of my life, and small government, and now it's like, I mean, that's just one example too. There's so many more examples that we could point to where it's like, you're twisting yourself in a knot for this guy, and he's just a scumbag. He wouldn't piss on you if you were on fire and there was no water around. You know what I mean? It's amazing to me. And it's, I'd love to be able to go back, say, like, to 2007 or 8 and interview some of these people that are Trump followers now and get their opinion on Donald Trump then and what they said. Because I can guarantee these people were like, oh, that New York scumbag, like, why are we talking about him? You know, and all of a sudden it's like, that's the guy, you know, that's my dude. And like the switch is like, what happened? Like, I don't know, because it's almost become like a sport, Brando, you know, and
it is.
James O'Brien calls it footballification. Obviously, using the football term for soccer in Britain, but you know he calls it footballification, and it's like, you know, your team is your team. You're wearing red, I'm wearing blue, right? And if the guy that is wearing blue on my team happens to do like a dirty play a little bit, right? It's not like you're going to be mad at your player during the game for doing that. If he doesn't get caught, you don't really say anything. You know what I mean? If he gets caught, you're kind of like, all right, that's kind of stupid. But it's like, you know, as long as something bad, if it's bad, as long as it's happening to the guy in the red shirt, right? And it's not happening to the guy in the blue shirt, like I'm going to cheer for it. I don't care what it is. You know, you know, I don't care if he drops dead from a high, you know, whatever it is bad. I'm going to cheer for that. Like, that's good. I don't care. Like, hurt Democrats, hurt their feelings, crush them. You know what I mean? It's like, it's turned into some like this blood sport almost of like, how bad can we hurt the other side? And it's like, we're just trying to be like, I just want to help fucking homeless people and veterans. And can we, you know, maybe get the unions out there to start helping people have benefits and maybe healthcare for a lot of people that aren't fucking getting it right. Like these radical ideas, you know, it's like, it's crazy to me. It really is. But, you know, what do you see as a path forward for really getting, like, making some change, like getting, because I was shocked to see just how many people, even though it was a small margin, and they say it was a, you know, they said it was a landslide and a mandate. It wasn't a fucking mandate, right? It's less than 50% of the country, but still, that's a lot more. That's far more than I think, you know, than I expected to vote for the guy, to tell you the truth. So what do you see as a path forward to kind of reaching across the aisle to the people on the fringes, not the cultists, you know, not the hardcore people, but the people that are just kind of, you know, swaying around on the fringes, didn't like Kamala, so kind of had to vote for Donald Trump. Like, how can we pick them off, you know?
I think we just keep staying on point and keep pointing out the things that he's done, the things that he said he was going to do, and the things he's not going to be able to do. Keep pointing out the hypocrisy, because I always say this on my channel all the time. You know, I don't expect to win over the cultists. I don't expect to win over the extremists, but in any extremist's home somewhere, there's someone around family dinner. There's somebody sitting there going, I'm not really buying into this. I don't really fully buy into this. And they're questioning it. So I think we just keep pointing out the obvious. I know it may sound kind of funny, but we keep pointing out the mistakes that he makes, the promises he can't fulfill, and keep pointing out, you know, that one thing, you know, that like when it comes to the culture wars and stuff is, how does this affect you personally? Okay, if you're angry over, you know, trans and sports or whatever the thing you're talking about is, how does that affect you personally? And point to the things in Trump's administration that has affected them personally. You know, point to the things that's actually affected their lives, and not just something they've been told to get mad about. Like here in Tennessee, this, you know, past year, we had a big debate over drag queens, and I'm sitting there, guys that I grew up with, that I know when I was a kid. When I was a kid, there was guys that was, you know, I was in grade school in the 80s. There was guys in high school that had all the, you know, the glam rock look going. They all had their
eyeliner and
I mean, absolutely, they were all in drag, and they didn't have a problem with it at all. And then one day the Republicans told them to have a problem with it, and now suddenly they do. And my whole thing has always been, how does that affect you personally? Meanwhile, you know, Roe versus Wade getting overturned is very well going to affect your daughter. One day you could be standing beside of her bed and her needing help, and you're not going to get it because you were too busy worried about what a drag queen might do. I think it's just a matter of reminding them of those things and reminding them of what's important, and showing them how that, you know, his policies and his ways are going to hurt them, and the things that he's getting them to fight over has no effect on their life at all.
Right. I'd just like to thank all the sparklers coming from Hal Sparks. I appreciate you, Hal, for sending your peeps over. Very nice of you to do. Hope you had a great show. But yeah, I think there's so many ways that I think that we could approach this situation. But you know, to really get some people on our side, I think we need to get louder. Like, I think we need to get fucking louder. I think we need to be more proud, more arrogant. More confident in our beliefs and the facts that we have, the facts that we can throw out there literally I cut my teeth really in TikTok debates, and I I love debating people that disagree with me. Like,
Mhm.
as much as I love talking to people on our side, I think it's extremely important. What really gets me going is to argue with somebody and to try to change their opinion and to show them that, listen, you may be thinking you're dealing with some snowflake liberal, but you got another fucking thing coming when I open my mouth. You know what I mean? Because
Yeah.
I'm coming with the facts, I'm coming with the truth, and I'm not holding back for anybody. You know what I mean? I
Yeah.
think we need to get more loud, and I think we need youth in our fucking
Yeah.
party. I'm sick of
Mhm.
these. I'm sick of fucking. I'm sick of Nancy Pelosi having any fucking sway in this party. Right? I'm
Yeah.
sick of Nancy Pelosi's stock trading being a piece of ammunition for the right for them to throw back at us. I'm
Yeah.
sick of having fucking people leading our party that can't go down a set of stairs without breaking a fucking hip. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
We got somebody that can step over a sandbag and go up a set of stairs. Like, we need youth in this party, which is what I thought we were going to get after Joe Biden won. I thought
Mhm.
we were going to get these young, enthusiastic Democrats, AOC, Jared Moskowitz, Dan Goldman, Frost, Jasmine Crockett. Where are these? We're not saying they're not doing anything, but where is the Democratic Party to surround these people? I mean, fucking, you got Nancy Pelosi doing everything she fucking can to make sure AOC doesn't have a top spot in this
Yeah.
party.
That's crazy.
It's like infighting between the girls. And it's costing us our fucking future and our livelihoods and people's fucking healthcare and shit like that. Because AOC, as much as she's tried to bend the knee to these people, she really has. She's disappointed me in a lot of ways, but she's also trying to play the game. Right, going
Mhm.
on. She was on a fucking cover of a magazine with Nancy Pelosi, calling her Mama Bear. Trying to buddy and like showing you, listen, even though you don't agree with some of the shit, like, we're on the same team. I can still do my shit, you can still do your shit, and we're on the same side here. But now we got a guy with throat cancer who's fucking 74 years old.
Mhm.
How much energy and time and can you devote to this? A man that old with a case, throat cancer like that. You obviously
Yeah.
you have to take time to take care of yourself and shit. It's crazy to me that we have the power, we have the young people. It's just I feel like we're being held hostage by these fucking geriatric people that love the fact that they can know what stock's going to do well before it fucking happens because they're writing the policy and the law for it. I'm
Yeah.
done with it. I'm fucking done with these people. I'm done with Nancy. As fucking consequential as she was, I appreciate your time, but don't be a Ruth Bader Ginsburg, right? Don't fucking have a lifelong career of great shit and then all of a sudden in the end fucking throw it away because you stayed too long or you held on to it
Exactly.
too long and you set us up for fucking failure. It's happened multiple times now. The Ruth Bader Ginsburg, Joe Biden, Nancy Pelosi, Dianne Feinstein.
Yeah.
Like, what the fuck are we doing here? Like, let's get some energetic fucking young people into this party and start
We have
showing
to.
these people that we have the fucking facts on our side and we want to take care of you. This is the party that wants to take care of you.
Yeah.
Sorry.
No, you're good. We have to, man. We have to have young blood in there, and we have to have people who are confident. They have to speak confidently because people will react to that. I mean, you could stand someone up and they could give all facts straightforward, but if they do it with not a whole lot of confidence and kind of meek with their head down, no one will listen. Back when I started playing music, I'll never will forget like an early lesson on. I was playing in dive bars before I was old enough to really legally be in them, and I would sneak in with the band and play. And I remember one of my first times in like a rowdy kind of place, and I was like, "Oh, what do I do?" And the guy's like, "Well, just talk to the crowd and work the crowd." And I'm like, "Okay, I got to figure out how to do this." And I kind of walked up to the microphones like, "So, is everybody ready to have a good time?" I'm just kind of like trying to like that, and nobody's listening. All of a sudden, this drunk guy just staggers up to the stage, walks on it, grabs my mic out of my hand, and just starts just saying the most off the wall. No one could make out anything he said, but he said it with all the confidence in
Ozzy
the world.
Osbourne. Was it
Yeah.
Ozzy?
It might as well have been. It might as well have been. Ozzy might be easier to understand. But the place went nuts. Like the place went nuts for this guy, and I was like, I don't know what the hell he said, but they got behind it. It was because he did it. He did it with all the
I don't know
confidence
what
in
you're
the world.
saying, but I like how you're saying it.
He did it with all the confidence in the world, and that taught me a lesson at a young age that even if you're, you have to come off confident with it. You have to come out swinging. You can't, because people will respect you more. I think that's one thing that's always hurt the left is that we've always came off more timid and more,
Right.
and
Exactly. Yep.
we do, and so many times it's been like, well, why didn't he fight back? And they may not like Trump, but they'll go, well, hell, at least he fought back about it. So it's
I
like,
think that's the one lesson Donald Trump has learned in life. Just no matter what, pretend you're the best. No matter what, pretend you won. Be arrogant. Just if you got the money behind you and you have that attitude, and it just goes to show like how easily the minds of the masses in a population can be swayed by propaganda. Like this is not new. This is not new science, right? This is shit that has been written about fucking for years. Like I said in the earlier, what Joseph Goebbels and his crew had really figured out by taking over the newspapers, by taking over the radio, by handing out radios from the government itself to give to the people, so that the only thing they had was controlled by the government that they could listen to. You weren't allowed to have other radios and shit. And it was basically a snitch society. Germans got ahead in society by snitching on their neighbors. If their neighbors kind of were a dissenter in any way, you'd go to the SS or the Gestapo headquarters and you say, hey, my neighbors, I heard them saying this. They'd go take them right out, and they'd give you either more bread or better housing or better treatment, or you'd be free and clear for a couple of weeks. And it goes to show how easily that these tactics can be used against everyday people that aren't so much involved. And when you're not, when you have a population that the education rate is fucking piss poor. You know what I mean? And it seems easily to control. And it's just something that Donald Trump and his people, it's the one thing that I think he's actually fucking learned in life, is that like I can control people if I, the Russia saying things 3 times, right? Might sound simple, might fucking just, really notice it. Russia, 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 Ukraine, Ukraine, Ukraine,
drill,
all the
baby,
other
drill.
bullshit that he's right. Whatever. If you get that 3 things and you can get people to say it and to put it on a sign and you repeat it enough times, people will fucking believe that if it's not called out. If they hear it enough times in a row without somebody cutting in there to be like, that's bullshit, that's fucking bullshit, for them to be like, okay, whoa, they just don't snap out of it. You know what I mean? And it's like, we have to be there to be in the middle to be like, okay, that's bullshit. That's fucking bullshit. And I've done that, and I've covered, like I said, if I would put my money on it that I have watched more of Donald Trump's speeches, rallies, interviews, fucking whatever it is, than anybody on the planet. I've made sure that every time that man opens his mouth, I am there to call whatever he says out. And I just wish I had more sway. I wish I had more the ability to talk to more people and to be like, listen, this guy's a fucking asshole. He's a degenerate. He's just nothing but a degenerate. You think because he's rich and he's got money that he's some fucking god. And listen, I can give you 47 reasons why he's not.
Exactly.
That 47 on his hat is because there's fucking 47,000 reasons why he's an asshole. It's not because he's whatever. But I don't want to hold you up anymore. I really do appreciate your time, Brando. Can you just let people know, like, your socials, where to find you, any projects that you may be working on, anything like that?
Yeah, you can find me here on YouTube under Tennessee Brando, and then I'm on Blue Skies, Tennessee Brando, Facebook, Instagram. I don't really do as much TikTok anymore. I never can seem to get my.
Me neither, buddy. Me neither.
I just keep getting shadow banned. I keep getting shadow banned and community guideline violations every time I try. But no, I'm mainly on YouTube, and you can check me out there. I usually do live streams every Tuesday and Thursday at noon Eastern time. So I'd love to have you come on sometime if you got time, and we'll shoot the breeze again, man. I really appreciate you for having me on.
No, anytime, man. Anytime, man. I'm looking for more, like-minded people to reach out to build this community and to really get my channel involved, because you really don't have, like, I don't want to say respect, or people don't really pay attention to you until you get to like a certain level of subscribers and viewership and stuff like that. So it doesn't matter really what you're saying up until that point. But I think that what I'm saying is no different than a lot of these other big channels are saying, and we could work together, and we could make sure that we have a huge coalition of like-minded progressive people trying to get this shit started. So Brando, I appreciate your time. Thank you so much, and I'm very excited, honestly, for our next chat. For some reason, you fire me up. You get me all. You get me passionate about it, and I always thank you.
Well, that's great, man. Yeah, come on my channel sometime.
Merry Christmas. I hope you have a wonderful holiday season, and
you too.
I hope your family as well. Thank you very much, dude.
You too, man. Thank you so much. Appreciate it.
Thanks, dude. Have a good night.
You too.
All right, guys. Tennessee fucking Brando. I'm so excited. That was awesome. Thank you, dude. I really do appreciate it. Yeah. So let me get rid of these things. How awesome was that? I mean, how awesome. No, that's not what I want. Is that what I want? That's not what I want. Is that what? Yeah, that's what I want. But I need a different background. I'm going to do this one. let's go, guys. Right, Tennessee Brando. Make sure you follow him and all his socials: Blue Sky, YouTube. Check out his videos. Also on the Midas Touch Network, go to playlist, look for Tennessee Brando. He's a fantastic guy, very, very intelligent. And again, somewhat similar to me, where like the looks kind of throws you off, the sound that comes out and like the progressive policies that come out don't really match what you're looking at. So it's kind of like a mind fuck, but he's a great guy. And I'm very, like I said, I'm very appreciative of his time. Any of these, bigger creators that take time out to talk to, a little guy like me, and a little guy like me, you know what I mean, is very cool. So thank you guys. I hope you enjoyed it. Like I said, yeah, Fred had to cancel tonight, so I'm very lucky to be able to reach out to people like Tennessee Brando and have them say yes too. So how are you guys doing? Let's go into the chat and see how you're doing. Clover, how are you? I like it. Tennessee fucking Brando, right? That should be his channel name, to tell you the truth. That should be his channel name. Hi, Summerly. How are you? Hi, Lacey, Bobby, Tiff. Thank you for your services. Appreciate you. Maria, how are you? Wendy, how are you? Maria, again, how are you? Hi, Andrea. What's going on? Thank you for your services. Matthew, thank you. Albert, thank you. Nick, what's up, brother? What's going on? All right, so we got about an hour left. I do appreciate you joining. This is Blunt Politics. I am Boston Brian. Make sure you hit the subscribe button, please. Please, just subscribe. You can hit it and then leave. Even if you hate me, just hit it and leave. Means nothing. It's free. Don't even think about it. Click it. Not a second thought. But if you do like me and you have the financial means, there's a join button below me. Please hit that, or you can go to patreon.com/BostonBrian. Ton of good ways you can help out the show. Like I said, the merch at getdemshirts.myshopify.com. So many good, individual categories of merch on there. It doesn't even have to be politically related. You could just be a single mom. You could just have, some mental health issues that you might be dealing with, and you want some solidarity with somebody. And when you see somebody else with that shirt, you kind of give them like a motorcycle thumbs up. You know what I mean? Like when guys on motorcycles pass each other, they kind of do like the finger. You know what I mean? Like they just, hey, yep. I see you're on a motorcycle. Like they have to tell the other guy, I see you. Yep. All right. So let's get into this. I just wanted to show a couple things here. I can't believe I'm doing this. I've made it this long, literally, without getting into any of this. I have not two fucks to give about it. I really don't. I think it's asinine that people are spending so much time and energy and like manpower on this bullshit. There's a bunch of rich motherfuckers right now laughing their asses off. Either that, they're scared to death because they just caused one of the most hysterical events, at least in the last few months. But let me pull this up. I'm going to add this to the stage. Let me do this. Yes, guys, it's the drones. I haven't talked about it. Don't give a fuck about it. I don't know why people do, but we're going to talk about it. I got to finally address it. We're going to address the drones, and we have what obviously is the foremost expert on dronage, we'll call it. This man he knows more about drones than just about anybody, more than people that have built them and worked on them for years. He knows drones. If anybody knows drones, it's this guy. So let's hear what he has to say. Let's hear what he has to say about drones. How do I get it on that one? Why isn't it? Oh, there it is. That one. This one. All right. No, I'm not even there. All right, we'll do this one. But that means I got to change the background again. Hold on. For fuck's sake, I'll just do the black one. That way I'm not fucking with it the whole time. All right. So this is. I'm laughing already. I know this is going to be hilarious. I know this is going to be hilarious. And no, I have not seen this. I think it's from a few days ago. I'm not even sure, but I need to get Donald Trump's take on the drone situation. You have to. All right, you ready? Here we go. Has he been talking the whole time? Hold on, let me shut him up. Oh, let me do this too. I have to go to. I made a little note. All right, here we go. This is gonna be great. I'm actually really excited for this. It's been a while. All right, we're gonna start right here. Here we go. And
they're counting the vote. If you had paper ballots, the votes would have been counted 3 weeks ago.
Oh, this is wonderful. I cannot
you need
wait.
fair elections.
Thank you,
you need
Jimbo.
borders, and you need a fair press.
Thank you, brother.
Presses. No, I see others.
Thank you, bro. I appreciate you. I hope you have a great holiday season too. Wow, what happened with your furnace, by the way? Are you fucking toasty warm or what? Are you all toasty and warm? You better be. Let me know. All right, let me. Here we go. Back into
It was
this.
so bad.
Why can't I get
right
that
in the
other box?
back. And very bad. Thing like that. You can't believe that some people.
There we go.
And maybe it's fake news. I don't know. It's hard to believe that that can even be thought of. But it seems that there's a certain appetite for.
I think that the question that I'm looking for, I think he's just obviously rambling and droning on, as one would say. But yeah, the question's coming up where he's asked about the drones. I need to hear what he had to say. I'm sorry.
I don't get it. Yeah, please.
Could you just comment on? I want to expand on the defamation lawsuits. Could you see moving that to?
What is this? Hold on. What an asshole. What an ass. What an absolute. What an absolute tit. Hold on. Sorry. That was a different one. We'll watch that in a sec. We'll watch that one in a sec. I'm laughing so hard inside that I can't even get these clips to play. All right, come on. That means we're going to go through another ad. Bear with me. Bear with me. Where the fuck is it? Video's playing. Oh, there it is. All right, so I want to go to. Come on. Sorry. Oh, I knew it. Does he make it? Oh, he's using the TaylorMade TP5 stripe. Gotta love that. Good ball. Anyway, sorry.
President-elect Donald Trump live.
All right, here we go. I got to go to 43 minutes in.
His home at.
We'll go to 42 to make sure we don't miss
Do
anything.
you think they're a threat?
Two quick questions. First, on vaccines, do you want RFK Jr. to revoke
No,
any
I
vaccine?
don't care about what. Oh, let's
No, I
listen.
want him to come back with a report as to what he thinks. We're going to find out a lot.
Yeah,
doing
we're
two-
going to find out a lot. Bobby's going to find out a lot. You know, all those scientific results and studies that have been done already on all of this shit that is easily researchable. None of that really matters now because we got our own scientists and brilliant people working on it. We're taking a second look at what these brilliant people have already taken 49 looks at. Anyway, continue.
Two things. We're going to have tremendous cost savings. Will come
No,
out of
I
this.
don't understand. I'm so confused right now because I had these fucking things. Hold on. All right. What's this one to this?
That's a minimum. And we're also going to have,
Which
and I
one's
think,
this?
very serious discussions about certain things, whether it's pesticides.
I think it's
Europe
coming up.
doesn't use pesticides, and yet they have a better mortality rate than we do. They don't use pesticides.
That's good way to put that. That's a good way to put it. A better mortality rate. Okay, hold on. Mel, fill me in. Who am I shouting? I'll shout out anybody. Who am I shouting? One second. Oh, moms. Oh no, you were out and back in. I'm so sorry, moms. I hope you're doing all right. That makes me so sad. Oh, I was so hoping that you'd be out of that place. I'm so sorry, moms. We're all sending you love and prayers and good thoughts. And I told you, if you need any dirty magazines or anything sent to the hospital, you just let me know and I'll be right there to do it. I'm very sorry. It's just not a great way to be spending your holiday season. So much love from me in the chat. I'm very, very sorry. And I know shit happens, moms. I know shit happens, but I don't like that shit is happening to you. That's what I don't like. So just get yourself well, rest up. Please rest up. Get yourself well. All righty. And let me know when you get the fuck out of there. And let me know what dirty mags you want. You still haven't told me, which anyway. We love you. Thank you so much. All right, let me see if I can actually find what I'm trying to do here like a dummy. Is this the one I want to play?
Pesticides.
Yes.
In fact, they use it as an excuse not to take our farm
I think it's coming.
We spend billions and billions of dollars on pesticides. And reports,
Shut up.
Nothing's going to happen very quickly. I think you're going to find that Bobby is a very rare is that we're very much.
Can somebody
affected
tell
by
me?
that. I have friends for many years. It ended. Dr. Jonas Salk, it's 100 times higher. There's something wrong. We were doing a good job in that first term, and we brought it down. I said, you know,
I'm so confused. I literally had a time stamp on this,
UK and other.
and somehow I
did
fucked that up.
Phenomenal job on, but then he refused.
What is going on?
Not participate that. 50.
Should say that he's taking questions about drones on the bottom ticker. All right. I don't know what the fuck is
But
going on.
he was
How does that
very
even
much
happen?
involved in the call, but it was a recap call more than anything else.
Mr. President, Mr. President. I'm trying, guys. I apologize. I'm trying to get to the one specific spot to save you from having to hear the whole. Oh, this is where Donald Trump threatens to. This is where Donald Trump threatens to go after social, media influencers, newspapers, magazines, just in case you think we're lying. This is where he says that shit. Of course, you're not playing that one.
Yeah. Oh, I do. I think you have to do it because they're very dishonest. We need a great media. We need a fair media. We need, it's very important. And we need borders. We need walls, but we need borders. And
Walls and wheels, people. Walls and wheels. Walls and wheels is all we need. Penicillin is not a vaccine. All right, hold on. I am flabbergasted right now by this. I literally have the timestamp marked down, right? Trump talks mystery drones. I wrote down 4130. Okay. So let's go to the 4130 and just see how wrong I am, because clearly that's not the fucking spot. Oh, here we go. Yes.
It seems like the American people have a
Got it.
the government knows what is happening.
Got it. All right, let's go back. Let's go back.
let's
Let's see if you
get
can hear the question. Here we go. Oh, I'm pumped. Let's go. Let's fucking go. Hit that like button, share, subscribe. This is good. We got Donald Trump trying to explain drones to us. Let's go.
Ukraine. We got to stop it. It's carnage.
What about the fear here at home of the drones?
Good to see you.
Thank you. Good to see you. Good to see you.
Can you comment on the drones that are flying around New Jersey ports? It seems like the American people have a big disconnect.
The government knows what is happening.
Correct, which you can tell by the multiple statements they've released from several different agencies. Just saying.
Look, our military knows where they took off from. If it's a garage, they can go right into that.
If it's hold on, one more time on that one, sir. If it's a what?
Knows what is happening. Look, our military knows where they took off from. If it's a garage, they can go right into that garage. They know where.
Oh, for what? For what? Flying a drone with fucking FAA regulation lights on it? What is the military storming private citizens' fucking garages for here? Does anybody not like? How do these reporters not be like, sorry, did you just advocate for the U.S. military to storm somebody's garage because they're flying a drone? Just saying. And the people that think it's like an adversarial attack, do you fucking think these people are coming with lights? You think there'd be lights on this shit? Like I said in the show, the drone that gets you, you're probably not going to see unless you're a Russian in daytime in Ukraine. Then you're going to see it. Other than that, not going to see it. You're just going to see some dirt and breathing and shit.
Where it came from and where it went. And for some reason, they don't want to comment.
Why is he talking about a single thing? Did he read? Who's the guy that said fucking Iran had a mothership? Did anybody else see that? The guy legitimately was trying to say that Iran has a fucking mothership. I mean, what in the fuck is going on here? Do you know what I mean? I just don't understand it. I don't understand it. All right, here we go. Here we go.
And I think they'd be better off saying what it is. Our military knows and our president knows. And for some reason, they want to keep people in suspense. I can't imagine it's the enemy, because if it was the enemy, they'd blast it out.
You think? What do you think? It was a fucking test flight? Just some Iranian test flight with fucking FAA regulations following the rules of the road in the sky. Oh man, this is just wild. How did we get here? I don't know. I don't.
Even if they were late, they'd blast it.
They'd blast. You know what? Nothing's safer than blowing an enormous drone or an oversized drone out of the sky over one of the most heavily populated areas in the fucking country. No way that can go wrong. What? We fucking let a fucking balloon float out to sea before we took it down so it wouldn't hurt people. Now we're just going to start shooting down large drones over fucking populated areas? What the fuck? Good Lord.
Something strange is going on. For some reason, they don't want to tell the people, and they should.
Wrong.
The people are really, I mean, they happen to be over Bedminster. Want to know the truth? They're very,
Would you shoot them down? Please answer that. Please say yes.
they're very close to Bedminster. I think maybe I won't spend the weekend in Bedminster. I've decided to cancel my trip.
Have you received
Why? Because people are flying drones?
an intelligence briefing on the drones?
I don't want to comment on that.
Have you been?
But you know everything, right? Then you just, but you don't want to comment on whether or not you've had a briefing on what happened? Okay. So obfuscation starts right off the bat, I guess.
Do you have any reason to think they're a threat? Two quick questions. First, on vaccines, do you want?
No, I don't care about that anymore. I don't care about your fucking vaccines anymore. Hold on. Let me see if I can get this other one up. No, that's not what I want either. That is not what I want either. That is, though. Nope, that's not. Where am I? Hey, there you go. There you go. I thought it would be a fun thing to hear Donald Trump's take on drones. You know what I mean? Why, with everything that's going on right now, how the fuck we could be so wrapped up into some fucking drones in the sky that did absolutely nothing to nobody is wild to me. It really is. To have fucking mayors and shit going on TV or fucking putting out videos of constellations like it's a fucking drone is just embarrassing. It's fucking embarrassing. It really is. It's really embarrassing. We got so much more important shit to deal with. We really do. So much fucking more important shit that we could deal with. And we're talking about this bullshit. We really are. But you guys with me? What's up, Nicholas? It was fun. Appreciate it. Yeah. I mean, would you guys like to see like more guests on? You know, you guys kind of give me some feedback in the comments. Throw some emojis in there, please. Let's light it up. Let's light it up. We got about a half hour left. I'm gonna see what we can find here. Let's see what we can find in the old video to Batman. I know there's one in here too where I think Mike Johnson tries to give his explanation too. Let me see here. Let's see. Ooh, Ben Dixon put out a new video. Maybe I have to watch that one too. Let's see. Fox News. Fox News. Let's see this one. Go to Fox. I'm going to go to videos. No, definitely not looking at Judge Deneen's mug. It's what's his face? Here it is. Speaker Johnson addresses the mystery drone. The drones. Here we go. Let's see what old Mikey Johnson. You think he has to turn? Hold on. Shut up. I don't even know what's going on right now. What is playing? Okay, I guess it was that. All right. So we're going to get more explanations here from some of the top people. I don't know if Mike Johnson took off his cock ring and his beeper connected to his son every time he has a dirty thought, which goes off every time it flicks up a little, it sends like a little electrical impulse to his son's cell phone, which means he had like a dirty thought. I don't know. It's weird. Don't ask me why he does it, but he does do it. All right, let's go to old Johnson here. Let's no pun intended. We're gonna have to make it huge, guys. Why is it doing this? Oh, you know what'd be great? It'd be great if I was sharing that to you guys. That'd be fucking fantastic.
Like short-term.
Seem to be very critical of it.
Boy.
No, look, there's three of my
There we
great
go.
friends you just quoted there. They're not wrong about the government debt and deficits. It bothers us all. We've got it in our central focus.
Oh, Mike Johnson. Oh boy. Listen. All right. So here we go. This is supposedly supposed to be about the drone. So far, he's just trying to tell everybody how he's going to expand government before he can make it small. We got to make it huge before we can make it smaller.
And when we start the new Congress in January, when Republicans are in control and DOGE is working on all 6 cylinders, we're going to.
It's only a 6-cylinder. Why? Now, no, I'm sorry. Why are you driving a V6? This is America. We got V8s. You drive that V6. Sounds like shit. You gotta get a V8 in that motherfucker. V6, 6 cylinders. Get that shit out of here. You driving a fucking Honda? You driving that motherfucking Honda? Huh? Get that shit out of here. We do fucking 8 cylinders around here, dude. 8 beers, 8 cylinders, motherfucker. V6. Get your shit out of here. Don't you fucking Elon's got a rocket? What is that, a V6 rocket? Huh? No wonder it ain't done shit. It's only a V6. Pussy. What the fuck is that?
Going to be able to scale back the size and scope of government. But before we get to that point, remember, right now, we only control 1/2 of 1/3 of the federal government. Remember, Democrats are still in charge of the Senate and the White House.
Remember that mandate. That mandate that we say we have, that we don't have, is not a mandate. Just remember that. So we're telling you it's a mandate. We have overwhelming control, but just remember, we don't really have that much control because it wasn't that big of a mandate. But again, mandate, it's a fucking mandate.
So what we've done is the conservative play call here. My friends that you just interviewed there, or that those clips were played, were part of this decision. We decided, even though we don't normally like short-term stopgap funding.
Bored. Good God, Mike Johnson, could you be any more fucking boring? I'm out of it. I don't like it. I can't look at his face. Every time I do, I think of his little fucking setup he's got going with his son, and it makes me fucking sick. But anyways, I hope you guys enjoy having people like, Tennessee Brando, and I'd really like to get, adversarial guests on here as well. I think that's how we could kind of move the ball forward as well. If we start mixing communities, and no, I'm not talking fucking Glenn Beck-ish, but, people maybe on the left, but a different part of the left that disagree with certain things. And, if we have a discussion about it and come to an agreement, and then both chats and both sides and both shows can kind of team up. That's what I'm thinking about. That's what I kind of have in mind. And, I want these larger channels, on YouTube and everywhere else to kind of start taking notice to their smaller creators and maybe give them a boost and, do what you can to make sure that, Brian Tyler Cohen. Yep. There's a lot of them. Why don't we do that? Throw your 3 favorite contributors or content creators in the chat, if you will, please. Let's shout them out. Let's get some people some coverage. Maybe somebody in the chat will see a name they have not seen before, and that will lead them to their content. You never know. Harry Sisson. Yeah, I've talked to Harry on I used to talk to Harry. I used to be on his lives on TikTok all the time. I haven't been in the old TikTok in I don't know how long, so I haven't been in there. But yeah, Harry was a good TikTok buddy of mine. I'd love to have him on. I'm sure I could reach out to him. That would be cool. Who else? Yep, Richard Ojeda, Major. Yep, Tony Michaels. Let's see here. Hal Sparks for sure. Let's see. Who else? Owen Morgan, David Feldman, Gabe Sanchez. Let's see here. Adam Mokler. Who else? Yep, Philip Ittner. Make sure you're checking out On the Edge. Definitely stay involved in what's happening in Ukraine. And honestly, one of the better ways to do it is to listen to his. Yep, Fugle saying correct. Let's see here. What were the other ones? Yep, Luke Beasley, Pondering Politics. And again, they don't all have to be your cup of tea. A lot of the people that I just named, I wouldn't listen to. You know what I mean? They're not my cup of tea, but I'm very appreciative to have them on my side. It's just not the form that I would choose to get my news or politics, really. But with all of these great individuals that are being named right here in the chat, you should be able to find somebody new. Yep, Lee McGowan. You know, let's throw some women in the chat. Let's get some lady creators in here, right? Let's start propping up some of the woman voices, because I think we need some more woman voices in here, right? Enough of these guys talking for women and advocating. You know, let's get these. Brittany Page, absolutely. And again, I'd love to get Jesse Dollamore or Brittany on the show. That would be fucking fantastic. Bo of the Fifth Column. So many great creators, right? So like I tell my chat, if you have it, take $10, right? Support your favorite 5 creators. Put $2 in. It's $1.99, I'm sure. Put $10 in a month. Support your favorite creators, and you know, you can feel like you're at least supporting something on that side, right? You're making a financial commitment to help get the word out, so you can get a feeling of actually doing something. And then we can get involved with Hawk. Hawk was a good buddy of mine on TikTok. I miss my TikTok buddies. I really do. Nemo, Hawk, Harry, fucking Chris Mowry. Christ, we used to have a good gang. A lot of them blew up too. A lot of them blew up from that group. We used to have some good convos on there. Some really good conversations on there on TikTok. I know people have strong feelings about TikTok, but you know, if you know what you're looking for and you know where you're going, then yes, Jessica Denson, Heather Cox Richardson, 21st Century Suffragettes. Let's go, baby. Yep. Benny Loco took the words out of my mouth right there, Tiff. Let's go. Appreciate you. Oh, Peter, by the way, thank you so much. Appreciate you being here, my dude. Appreciate you being here. Thank you so much for your contributions as well. Fucking very appreciative. Pac-Man, yep. Nicole Sandler. Crystal Ball. Like I said, we showed a little bit of Crystal Ball with Cenk Uygur, and I've never seen much of her stuff. I don't know what her, you know, general politics are, but she kicked ass in that interview. So give these people a shot, right? Listen to people with different opinions. If you don't agree with somebody on something that you hear, don't just leave, right? Because there's probably other shit that you will agree with. Make your point known in the chat, right? Hash it out in the chat. Do it like that, you know, but just stick with the person, because you're not necessarily going to agree, obviously, with everything they say. So if they call somebody out that you don't agree with, put it in the chat, say, hey, I don't agree with you, right? And then let's move on from that. Let's not. I feel like people on the left are too quick to say, oh, no, fucking, he said something I don't agree with. He's done. He's done. We can't be like that. You really can't be like that. Cenk has produced Chunk. Yep, fucking tapped. I love it. But yeah, and again, the Vanguard, right? Fucking, I know I've said them a lot in the recent shows, and they, like I said, they've been doing. There's a reason for it, because they have fucking going down and dirty with TYT, and I fucking really appreciate the levels at which they are committed to making sure people know that Cenk and Anna are frauds, and you know, pushing the if you listen to them, the progressive values that they have are fucking everything that I agree with. I know I'm late to the game, but at least I'm in the game, right? So Gavin, Zach, I believe I get the names right. Sorry if I'm not. Fucking forgive me, but you know, I think you guys are wonderful. I think you guys are fucking kicking ass. The rise that your channel is seeing right now is very, very, very well deserved. Very well deserved. I mean, clickbait's honestly rocks. You have to play the clickbait game in this. You have to. There's just no fucking way around it. If you want your videos to be seen on YouTube, you have to get people to click on it. And the only way to do that is to bait them in to do it, right? Can't catch a fish with no bait. You can put the hook in the water, but guarantee you're going to be sitting there for a long fucking time. And if you got beers, the only thing you're catching is a buzz, right? So we got to put some fucking meat on the line. We got to put a worm on the line. And that's just how it is. I mean, I know some people are worse at it than others, and there's, you know, ways to go about it. And again, I don't show ads or fucking nobody else contributes to the show besides you guys, right? It's my money and your money going into the show. And that's it. That's it. You're not sitting through ads. You know, you're not getting to a sentence where it's really fucking important and it's going to stop right there and show you an ad about fucking toothpaste or some fucking energy drink that'll make your dick hot, whatever the fuck it is. Who knows? You know what I mean? It's like, shut the fuck up. It makes it, and you know, we have people on our side just as fucking guilty. No, you the man, big dog. You the man. I appreciate you. I appreciate you. What's your fuck saying? Oh. Oh, fuck me. I'm sorry. I was slow on that one. I was very slow on that one. I'm sorry. What an idiot. Ben Dixon. Yes, Mel. Thank you so much. Ben Dixon. Like, let's get it popping on here. Let's get it popping. I think we have a good fucking mix of people on the left, right? That will fulfill whatever the needs are for your politics, whether you're, way to the left or whether you're not so far to the left or whether you're, you'd rather follow somebody that speaks like me and I'm not a fucking, obviously I'm not a Rhodes scholar. You know what I mean? I'm not a fucking, a political analyst that spent years going through schooling and shit for it. I live my life and I calls it as I sees it. If I see something wrong, I'm gonna fucking call it out. I share my beliefs as honestly as possible with you guys. You may agree with some of them, you may not agree with some of them, but in the end, we need to fucking stick together, right? We need to fucking stick together. Desi Lidek, yep. Emma Vigland, Francesca Florentini, fucking Bowen Bell. Yep. His wife, is that his wife? Sorry if I'm getting that wrong, but his wife did a fantastic job when Bo took his little break there. She did a fucking fantastic job. Mercado Media. If you're looking for ways to get involved in Ukraine, the Enforcer has a good live stream. There's a lot of people that deal with Ukraine specifically. If you want to get your news, Frangella. Yep, let's fucking go. Good call, moms. Good fucking call from the hospital bed. From the fucking background, huh? Talk about being in the nosebleeds, huh? Good God. I would have sent you better tickets. Sorry, I'm just kidding. Just busting your balls. I appreciate you. But yeah, Frangella is great. Brian the plumber, yeah. Coach D, Mary Trump. Let's see, Ken Harbaugh. Can't forget Ken. He does great work pertaining to Ukraine specifically. His advocacy for Ukraine is very, very, very well needed. Yeah, I know a lot of people have a lot of comments and shit to say about these people, but I'm just there for the news. I'm just there for the fucking news. That's all it is. Sons of Liberty. Yep, I think I've seen a few of his videos lately. Actually, yeah, that's who you've been trying to set me up with. Maybe we can have a chat with him. He seems right up my alley because he comes out fucking firing. Let's see. Hold on. Somebody got a question. Wait a minute. What? Who's Man Harry? What? I don't want to be having to kick any guest ass here, Mel. Don't be setting me up for failure. Boston Brian, I've been asking potential roommates lately what podcasts I listen to. If you and the rest of the badass crew, we got aren't in the list, I rip up their application. Well, it's like, I don't know. We gotta learn how to capture the younger generation, right? There's just no way fucking Chuck Schumer or Nancy Pelosi or Joe Biden is gonna in some way instill, the passion for politics into the younger generation. It's just not gonna happen. Just not gonna fucking happen. We need people like what's his name? Frost from Florida. He's a good one. Like I said, Jasmine Crockett, Dan Goldman. It used to be Jared Moskowitz, but he can fucking pound sand on the beach, right? Until there is none. People like that, AOC, just people that are going to advocate for the right things. That's what we need. That's what we need. Yep. Bob Seska, Fugel Sang Lindsay. Yep, we got those. Yep, we got On the Edge. I mean, so many great creators, right? I mean, somebody in this chat right now has to be like, oh, I've never heard that name before. Like, maybe I'll check out his stuff. And that leads to them like saying, oh, like I just happened to stumble upon the Vanguard stuff, right? Nobody sent it to me. I think it was because my titles had TYT in it that YouTube sent me Vanguard's videos that had TYT in it, right? It was just as simple as that. And I clicked on it and I was like, wow, these motherfuckers, like, hey, all right, where have I been? Why nobody told me about these dudes? Right? So you never know when you're going to find somebody that you're like, all right, this is the person that I really like listening to, right? You never know when that's going to happen, and who you're going to meet in the chat and whose minds you could change. That's what we want to do. But let's see. This always backfires. Mel, I was just about to say, let's see if we can end on a high note. But Roland Martin, yeah. Jake Bro, Mondale Robinson, good call, Anita. Good call. Eric Swalwell. good call. I mean, yeah, it's like I said, when you're talking about Donald Trump, oh, he's a fascist, he's an existential threat, and then you see fucking Chuck Schumer sitting next to his podium at some fucking joke night, dressed in a tuxedo, and it's like, well, obviously you can't be that bad. You're sitting there laughing at his fucking shit jokes that he had to read off a piece of paper like it was a fucking broken teleprompter. Good delivery, Donnie. Good fucking delivery on that. Really nailed that. Bonnie, we are hating Moskowitz because he's basically laid down his arms and capitulated before the fight even began. Started way back when, like I said, he had an interview and started talking about how awesome these politicians, Republican politicians are, these scumbag piece of shit politicians were when the cameras were off, how they're so they're totally different people. They're really nice in the hallways. You could fucking take a piss next to them and have a conversation. It's great. Have a beer with these people. But when the camera's on, that's when we turn it on. That's when we turn on the acting, right? But no, he's praised Matt Gaetz and commended Matt Gaetz for AG, a scumbag piece of shit that's so much a piece of shit he couldn't even be in Donald Trump's fucking administration. That's how much of a piece of shit he is. But you can watch the video; it's on video. He's speaking into a camera pretty clearly with no fucking sense of what do you call it? He wasn't being facetious. He wasn't being sarcastic. He's praised Elise Stefanik on Twitter, who is just a fucking bootlicking simp for Donald Trump. Now he's top of the list. He's top of the line for Donald Trump for pick a fucking director of FEMA. Pound sand, fucking pound sand. Not you. I'm sorry, Bonnie. Not you. My apologies. You riled me up. But that's why. And I'm gonna call out whoever the fuck it is. I don't care who they work for. I don't care what they look like. I don't care if they're fucking strong, weak, rich, poor, fat, skinny, old, young, black, white, purple, fucking blue. I don't give a shit who you are. If you're not going to fucking, if you're going to jump ship, right? If you're going to use our progressive values to get a name for yourself, some recognition that you can fucking fillet that in Donald Trump's administration. And everybody's like, I know what you're going to say. Well, isn't it a good thing? Isn't it like a good thing that we have an ally as head of director, as FEMA director? Because he can help, right? Okay, show me a fucking ally then. Because like I said, an ally, I don't have any fucking allies that praise Matt Gaetz. I'm sorry. Those allies don't fucking exist in my pocket. I shall not have a fucking ally that thinks Matt Gaetz is competent to fucking serve as Attorney General of the United States of America. I will not have an ally that will praise Elise Stefanik, knowing that her fucking bullshit has nothing to do with what's actually going to be implemented, right? She's basically just fucking Donald Trump's fucking left shoe. Whatever he says goes. And now he's like, oh, he's the golden child for the top pick. Oh, fuck you. If you want to fucking prove to me that you can be back on our side, if you want to prove to me that you actually have some fucking some balls hidden in those fucking tight ass pants, then fucking show me. But don't join the enemy. And I understand his family was threatened, and that's terrible. And fucking, I never want to see that happen. And fuck the people that did it. But guess what? If somebody threatens me and my fucking family, the last thing I'm gonna do is go to work for them. The last thing I'm gonna do is go fucking join them. Right? If your family's being threatened and you're worried about that, then fucking call the authorities and take the appropriate actions to protect your fucking family. Don't lay down your fucking arms and capitulate. You don't join them. The fuck is that all about? What message are we sending here? So that's why. Sorry. But not that I have much of an opinion on that. It's just nothing really comes to mind when I think about that. Anyway, let's see if you guys are still naming people. Holy shit. Let's go. See, there's so many people. Hi, Jess. How are you? Hi, Karen. Hi, Independent. 5 eggs. What's up, brother? What's up, Kimberly? Larry, Locomotion, Clover, MK, Super Saint. How are you? Hi, Jess. 5 months. Let's go. Let's go. Tell Danny, Teagan, everybody I said hello. Give the cat the treat for me. I very much appreciate you, and I'm so sorry about last night. Oh my God, what an asshole. What an asshole. So at patreon.com/Boston Brian, you can sign up for one of the 3 tiers. It's either 5, 10, or 25, whatever the last. Anyway, but you can join and we do Zoom meetings, or we're supposed to do Zoom meetings. And somehow last night, supposed to have the VIP Zoom, and I set my alarm because typically I fall asleep after work. I set my alarm, woke up to the set alarm on time, texted my girlfriend, on time. And then somehow in between 8:22 and 8:30, I fucking fell back asleep. I did. How you could fall asleep in fucking 8 minutes, I don't know, but I made it possible. Trey Crowder, he's like a comedian type of right? Doesn't he do like tours and shit? Doesn't he do like tours? Hey Larry, appreciate you, brother. Let's go. Let's fucking go. Welcome to the fam, dude. Welcome to the fam. I appreciate you. Like I said, anybody that signs up, any contributions, super stickers, super chats, milestones for how long you've been a member, you will be recognized. I go through everybody at the end of the show. If you do send a super chat, it will be looked at, it will be read, and it will be acknowledged. None of you guys, even though if it goes through on the chat and I don't see it, don't worry about it. At the end of the show, I go through every single one of them to make sure you guys feel seen. Okay. But yeah, I'm a little lost on, let's just do this. Let's do this. I'm going to show this just for a second. Just so while I'm searching, I don't want to. Oh, Jesus Christ. I'm looking. This is what happens when I look for something good. Like, literally, that might be the toughest fucking thing to do on YouTube. Or just in general. Find a good story for me. Anybody? I guess the Matt Gaetz investigation coming out is a good story, right? No, let's do. Should we take a look at? Should we do that? Do we have enough time? I only got 15 minutes, so I guess I have enough time to show that. Unapologetically progressive. It's actually a really good title for your fucking channel, buddy. I wish I thought of that. What else we got? Just nothing positive. Oh, Jesus. Boy. All right, so I guess we'll just what? I don't know. Give me something, dude. All right, let's see what he's got here. We'll see what Ben Dixon's talking about for a couple minutes. I appreciate it.
And I would love to invite his brother on the show because we got the data. What Anna's saying and how she's retweeting a guy that really obviously is not educated enough on systematic racism in America.
Yeah, the day you invite him on the show, make sure.
Somebody said I've had it podcast. Do you mean the I doubt it podcast? Like Jesse Dollimore's podcast, or is I've had it also a podcast? Or have you had it with podcasts? And I'm just totally fucking off right now. Anything on Ukraine? Yeah, fucking tons on Ukraine. Shit. I mean, like I said, if you're on Blue Sky, you can go to hashtag Ukrainian View right now. That's what it is, Ukrainian View. And that will bring up a ton of news and great people reporting on that. Like I said, there's the war map. Let's see here. I'll just type it in. You podcast. Wow. About Jake Bro. I know somebody said that earlier. There was a few of them that were listed in there, but I'm just gonna try to get here. Jesus Christ. Hope you're not seeing this one. Give me a list. Is it just like a list of people? Looking for detailed podcasts. Best. Let's see here. Ukraine. Fuck. How did I not say this before? What an absolute asshole. What a fucking tit I am. Arturehi. That's who you got. That's who you want to know about what's going on in Ukraine. And I'm not saying you just watch one person, but if you want to know what happened that day or that week, Arturehi is really good. He's an ex-Estonian military member who's obviously has a huge stake in the outcome of this. So what's it say? Oh my God, Boston Brian, learning in real time. There are blue dots in Oklahoma like me. No, stop it. Of course I know the Christ's sakes. I don't learn. That's the first. No, just kidding. No, believe me, I've been saying for a long time that the blue dots and the red states are some of the most important members of the Democratic Party. I mean, you guys have the biggest ability to reach the most people that disagree with you. So, I mean, that's what I'm looking to do is reach people that disagree, have a little conversation, show them some clips on, hey, this is why I think what I do right here. This is why I have this. This is why I advocate for this, right? This is why I do that. This is why yours is wrong. Like what was it? The last time I was on TikTok, the guy, I don't even know when it was, but I forget when it was. The Jolly Ginge, I remember him. Dude, I'm telling you, there was a good crew. I used to be in a few lives with the Jolly Ginger. It was with Adam Cray, Jolly Ginger. Christ, who else do we have? We have so many great. Political Mom. We had JL. Ash was good. Christ, we had the whole crew. We used to be on there for fucking hours, dude. We used to be on there for hours just talking politics. Anna from Ukraine. Yeah, let's get some blue dots in here. If you got some blue dots, if we got any blue dots in red states, show me where you're at. Show me where you're at. Please. Show me where you're at. Let's go. Throw it up. And Mel says, shut the fuck up about TikTok. So I shall shut the fuck up about TikTok. Sorry. I don't know why. Thank you, though. I appreciate it. But I got it from here. Thanks. Blue dot in Ohio. Thank you. Let's go. Tennessee, North Carolina, Kentucky, Alabama. Wow, we got a lot of blue dots. Let's go. Nebraska, Central Florida, Californian Smurf, Florida, Tennessee, South Dakota. Let's go. I appreciate you guys. I really do. I really do. It's not an easy position to be in, believe me. Also, one of the toughest positions to be in the Democratic Party when you have your beliefs. Literally everybody that's around you, no matter where you are, disagrees. And, those are probably the places where you're not too apt to wear your Democratic merch, depending on where you are. But you guys are hugely important. I really, really do appreciate you guys. I don't know why I'm showing that. I don't know why I am. I don't care about that. I really don't. Well, I do, but not at this moment in time. I don't have enough time to cover it anyway. All right, let's go through this. Say my name. What? Say my name when no one is around you. Say, baby, I love you. Baby, say my name. Is that what you're talking about? Chances are that's not what you were talking about. Right? I'm going to go ahead and guess that's not what you're talking about. Five eggs. I love it. No, I don't know about that one. I don't know about that one. Christ. I get into it, but mostly in the shower, right? I'm the best shower singer around. No, you'll never find a better shower singer. Stick a mic in front of me and I don't know what happens, though. I lose it. Five luscious eggs. Oh, you guys are great. You guys are great. Brian, what happened to your accent? I don't know. What happened? What, did it get thicker? What happened to it? It's still here. I know that. It didn't go nowhere. Hold on, let me get a drink. Smoking a pancake. I got a grip. Let's see. Bombs. Wow, you were quick on that one. Holy shit. Okay. Bad idea. Whatever you got, dude. Whatever you got, Shannon. Whatever you got. That's why it's blunt politics. We got that double entendre. Right? That innuendo. Car, dude. Ain't nobody dances better in the car. You seen that shit. Jess. Christ, I had to take that down. That was oh shit. Sorry, I can't talk about that anymore. Sorry, I'm not with Jess. We're not allowed to talk about that. My apologies. No, that was yeah, that's what it was. Yeah. Yeah. The double entendre. Like I said, smoke it if you got it. Drink them if you got it. Just normal people doing normal shit, right? Fucking if you're listening doing the laundry, if you're listening making the kids dinner, if you're listening just fucking, I don't know, whatever it is, hanging out, ripping, whatever. I don't care what it is. Just normal people. Hit the subscribe button, please. Really. It's not that hard. It's really not that hard. It's really not that hard. It's a great content. Fucking God damn it. Video evidence is the worst. Like sometimes I get off the show and I'm like, everything I just did is on video. You know, you just think about it like I'm being recorded right now. What? I didn't. What are you talking about? Moms. I appreciate you. Doing my nails. Yeah, that's what I mean, right? Like fucking nowadays you get multiple screens, you get TVs, iPads, Kindles, whatever the hell it is. So, you know, you could literally just be listening. I appreciate it. If it's in the background, I appreciate it. But just make sure if you're here, if you're listening, you hit the subscribe button, please, right? Please. Let's grow this channel. Like you saw the conversations we have with Tennessee Brando. Let's see here. He's done really well. He's done really well. Let's take a look. Let's take a look here. Tennessee Brando, 481,000 subscribers. Let's go, Brando. Good Lord Almighty. God damn. Let me show this. There we go. Look at that. Look at that. Right? And we can have a one-on-one conversation that could last probably fucking hours. You know what I mean? I could talk this shit for hours. I never shut the fuck up. Honest, you guys watch my show, so you already know that. But that's why I do what I do. But like, you know, let's get some traction in this space, right? The more people we can get in here, the more notoriety we can get. Let's get in the group, right? Let's make sure that the Bryantologists have a say, right? Let's make sure we have some sway and some say in what the fuck happens. And we can only do that by growing the channel. You can only do that by helping grow this channel by subscribing, sharing it out to your social medias. It's really it's a share button. You hit share, you hit the social media site you want to send it to. Really, really easy. Say, hey, watch this idiot, moron, whatever it is. Just throw it on out here. Throw it on in here. Collabs rule. Yeah. Like I said, we're trying to get some more guests on the show. I think that's a great way to grow the show. And I also think that's a great way to you know, build our political, what do you call it, acumen, you know, because like I said, the more people we talk to, the more we learn. Like I said, I don't teach you guys. I learn with you guys. I'm not here to teach you politics. I'm here to go through politics and in everything with you guys. Does that make any sense? You know what I mean? Like I'm not saying, okay, this is the ins and outs of the governmental processes and you know, this is what we see. This is the bill. Do we like it? Do we not like it? This is the parts in it. Do we like it? Do we not like it? This is the politician. Does he say shit I like it? Does he not? This is the politician. Does she say shit that I like or not? If not, fucking beat feet. Okay. If you do, put them in power. It's not that fucking difficult. It's really not. But again, when you get people flip-flopping and changing sides and capitulating, it makes it a little bit more difficult. It really, really does. What? Wait a minute. Is that a fucking... Oh, my God. I thought you were, like, trying to mix Ben Shapiro and my name, Pam. No, Brian Shapiro he's the one that fucking, like, goes off, right? He's the one that, like... isn't he the one that had the video of the Trump people leaving the Trump rally, and he does like a radio show? I hope I'm not wrong on this one. I think I'm right. I think that's Brian Shapiro. If it is, he kicks ass. He fucking kicks some ass. He really does. Let's go, Brenda. Thank you so much. Look at you. So fucking nice. I hope everybody has a wonderful holiday season, a Merry Christmas, a Happy Hanukkah, Merry Kwanzaa, fucking... I don't know what else there is, but if there's more, that too, all of those and more, I really do. From my family to yours, from fucking my heart to yours. Thank you for the support. Thank you for the viewership and being so kind and generous and welcoming. I really do appreciate it. I think I got really lucky. I really do. I think I got really lucky coming into this space and meeting the people that I did and getting linked up with Hal and Midas Touch. And, I think I'd like to take advantage of it, really. And I think we can. And I think we can make a difference. And, we didn't get it done this time, but that doesn't mean that what we were saying was wrong, right? That doesn't mean that what we were advocating for was wrong. That just means we didn't get the message out to enough people in time. Yeah, so we'll be doing this every Wednesday again. Next Wednesday is Christmas. The next Wednesday is New Year's. So unfortunately, this will be the first and quickest break on a fucking new show in history. So we'll do one show and then we got 2 weeks off. And then we'll do Wednesday coming up. But I will be doing Sundays as usual, 1 p.m. Blunt Politics. Check me out. I really do appreciate it. Thank you to Tennessee Brando again. I can't tell you how much I appreciate your time. Thank you so much for coming on here. And to the Bryantologist, thank you so much. I really do appreciate you every single time. I do. Mods, Tiff, Adam, Mel, love you. Thank you so much. Loretta. Oh, let's go. Hold on. Oh, you know what? I got to read those too. So somebody remind me that I already read this one. Loretta says, and thank you so much for the $10 super chat. It's fucking unbelievably kind of you. It's going to be a long 4 years of this idiot running this country. We need laughter in the fight against MAGA. Yeah, I think it's really two things that, if I can be a little self-serving for a second, that I do think I can bring, I'm not one to call myself a funny person or one to give myself accolades or even give myself labels. Like, I think one of the first shows I did was like, I don't know what the fuck I am, right? I don't have a label. I don't know what the fuck, if you're going to call me a liberal, a progressive, a fucking far left, y'all left, his left, fucking dog leg left. I don't know what the fuck you want to call me, but I know what I believe in. I know what my opinions are on shit. And if you want to label me something then afterwards, then fucking label me. But I'm not going to put one on myself. I know I'm on the left. That's about it. I know I'm not on the right. That's about as far as I go with labels, right? So it's a new type of shit. I'm trying to break the mold, not follow the mold. Again, like people like Jesse Dollamore who just give you straight shit, they talk to you like normal fucking people, just normal people just having opinions on very consequential things. Those are the people that I like, with a little energy, a little fucking pizzazz, a little passion, throwing a couple fucking F-bombs in there. You know what I mean? Show people that you care about it. A lot of these people that we have on our side are absolutely brilliant and they're smart and have really a good command of the facts. But, if you're sitting there like this and you just kind of talk, it's like, hey, I mean, and then James Comer is just is this how we're gonna do it? I'm not watching that. I just can't. The shit you're saying is probably fantastic. You're a great ally, and I welcome you to the team, and I'm glad to have you. But it's just not my cup of tea, right? That type of stuff. Like I don't know. I'm just, I guess, a little more blue collar. You know what I mean? And I'm gonna literally go to bed tonight thinking about that comment. The guy who asked me where my accent went. That's just incredibly rude. I cannot stop thinking about it. Like, what? Although I think I said this on the show too. Like, people in Boston have at least 4 or 5 different accents, right? Like when you talk to your family, you have an accent. When you're with your friends, it's a little thicker. If you go into a job interview, you kind of try to tame it down a little bit so you don't sound like you're about to fucking rob a fucking bank truck with a Halloween mask or something. You know what I mean? Like, you don't want to sound like your cousin from Boston. I mean, we can if you want. That's actually how we do talk. But, I try to kind of, I always say sound like a normal person. Like, I want to sound like I just want to be like, go fuck yourself in your car. You fucking Harvard, you piece of shit. Fucking, that's how I talk, but I try to, tone it down. I think everybody has that. You all have the fucking talk with your friends accent. You all have I'm going to an interview accent, I wouldn't go into the job interview like, hey, buddy, I think this fucking the car I have is fucking perfect for this job. You know, it's fine. I can get everywhere, no matter where you want to go. I got a fucking perfect car. It's parked in Harvard Yard. It's beauty. It's a fucking beaut. It's wicked fucking cool. You know, but I don't know if that's gonna get me anywhere. Truthfully, Goodwill Brian. Oh, I have a Midas Touch video too. I don't know if it came out already or if it's about to come out today, but I think it should be on there. I don't know. Don't quote me on that. If not, look for it within the next day or two. But I have some Goodwill. That's funny that you said that. I have some Goodwill Hunting clips in there. It's the fucking, hey, you like apples? I got a number. How you like them apples? Right? So don't tell me my accent went anywhere. Believe me, my accent's chilling. My accent's fucking chilling. It's on deck. You want me to pull it out? I can fucking pull it out for you. But, you know, I just figured the dot? Who's talking about the dot? MK? What do you know about the dot? What you know about the dot? Dorchester? Or how about the spellings of Massachusetts towns? I was laughing at that the other day. I was watching videos of a guy talking about like Leominster, Leicester, Situate. Like, you know what I mean? Come on. How Revere, you know? It's Revere. That's an accent. That is just has to be a fucking accent the way I say Revere. Right? Leicester. That's an AH on that one. All right, anyway, I'm going over talking about my accent. What are we doing here? All right, let's thank people and I'll let you guys get out of here. I am so sorry. Like, just ramble on. Just somebody's gonna stop me. All right, here we go. Thank you to everybody that contributed to the show. I really, 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 really do appreciate you. So Sheldon, Brian, and Brando make a great dynamic duo. Thank you so much, dude. Appreciate it. I'm really excited for this one. I was, and it was kind of last second, so I appreciate even more Brando doing it because, like I said, Fred Wellman was supposed to be on. He had a little schedule conflict, and just which happens, and luckily I was able to get a scoop there, so I appreciate it. Jerry, hey at Boston Brian and Tennessee Brando, thank you so much. I appreciate you. Cecilia, thank you for the 5 gifted. Benny Loco, here with a migraine. Oh, I'm sorry, Benny Loco. I can't really look at the screen, but hugs all around. I'm listening intently. Oh, I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. I don't quite get migraines, but I absolutely know what you're talking about with like light and shit. Light really bothers me. So I've never in my life gone out with not a pair of sunglasses. I'm kind of like a degenerate sunglass hoarder. I just don't, the sun doesn't agree with my eyes. It just doesn't. So I'm sorry. I appreciate you listening. I hope you feel better. I hope you get well. Happy holidays. Thank you so much. Surrender Monkey became a YouTube member. Let's fucking go. Let's fucking go. Don't surrender, monkey. Let's fucking go. Hal sent some sparklers over here. Keep up the great work. Well, Hal is just a saint. He really is. He's just such a fantastic human being. And again, the breadth of conversation you could have with him is fantastic. I really could talk to him for days on end. Days on end. Marianne, thank you so much. I really do appreciate it. Luis, Sparkler Raid, let's fucking go. Thank you. I appreciate him doing it. I really do. Stoneflower Dragon, thank you for the 5 gift. Peter, he's back. He's back. Thank you, Peter. I appreciate you, dude. I'm just messing with you. Thank you. Thank you so much. Happy holidays, dude. Thank you so much. I appreciate it. Jenny Faye, Kamala, Obama, even Whoopi, all saying enjoy holidays and be ready to fight. Crossing fingers. They are planning something to keep the felon from taking over. Thanks from Indiana Blue Dot for being voices of sanity. Boston Brian and Brando. Thank you. Are you saying Kamala Harris, Barack Obama, and Whoopi Goldberg are working behind the scenes to make sure Trump doesn't take office? Am I reading that wrong? Holiday, all saying, enjoy the holidays, be ready to fight. Crossing fingers, they are planning something. Oh, you're hoping. I got you. Not going to happen. I can tell you that, but wishful thinking. I like it. But I really do appreciate you. But yeah, we have to figure out the real ways to figure it out. At this point, we're wasting our time and energy. You guys all, like I said in the show, you guys all could be right. You could be 100% right on what the fuck happened, but it's just nothing seems to be coming from it. And we got to live in the real world. That's all. Aaron West, let's go. Thank you so much. Loretta, let's see here. Loretta, hey, Boston Brian and Tennessee Brando. It's FAFO season and these Sweeto Trump supporters for sure. Let's go. Appreciate you guys. And Slava Ukraine, by the way. Slava Ukraine. Heroyam Slava. I don't think I've said it this show. I apologize. Moms, get well soon, please. Get well soon from all of us. From all of us. And happy holidays. Shout out to the Blunt Politics chat. Let's go, Pam. Let's go. Thank you for the $5. Let's see here. JD, thank you. Good to go with Brando. Next time I have Texas pollen at the same time and hit the trifecta. Let's go. I appreciate you, JD. Thank you so much. Mark C, less consultants, more grassroots. Absolutely, Mark. Good call on that one. Whoa. How did this one fly by me? Fucking Michael. You sneaky son of a bitch. Thank you so fucking much. God, especially around the holiday season. I know everybody's just unreal. Thank you, dude. God damn. I don't know if I was built for this. I really don't. It just hits me in a different way. It really does. Thank you, dude. Merry Christmas to you. Honest to God, Merry fucking Christmas. I hope each and every single one of your family members has a wonderful holiday season from mine to yours. Really, 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 really helpful and really appreciate the donation. Thank you so much. Thank you for the contribution. Really nice. Jim the Geek, thank you so much for 7 months. Happy holidays to all you great folks. Right back at you. Like I said, I hope you got the burner back on your boiler. Let me know what happened with that, because you never want to be out in the cold. Thank you, 5 eggs. Thank you, Jim, again. Appreciate you, my dude. Let's see here. Jess Nichols. Hi, Brian. Love you and Mel. Keep up the amazing work. No, thank you, dude. Thank you. Appreciate you. I don't do shit. I just sit here yapping. Trey Crowder would be a great guest. Yeah, I need it's just tough when you reach out to somebody and they're like, you know, they first go to look at you and they see 8,000 subscribers. They're gonna be like, I'm glad. What am I wasting my time for, right? But to anybody, that's why I'm so appreciative to, like I said, somebody especially that has as large a platform as Tennessee Brando does to take time. It's very nice of him. I do appreciate it. Jerry, let's see here. Larry, thank you so much for becoming a member. Danny, let's go. Oh, stop. You're fine. We love you. Well, right back at you. I'm sure I was beating myself up for something on that one. Wes, where are you? I don't know. I'm not getting into that one. Kimchi, let's fucking go. Thank you so much. 5 eggs. Damn, 5 eggs is on one. 5 eggs. Are you a couple sheets into the wind? Just asking. Just asking. For a friend. Say my name. I don't even know. The sadness. Brenda Kelly, thank you so much. I really do appreciate the super sticker. Mom is back at it. Thank you all for all the love. Made a shitty day better. No, I mean, I don't know. I feel like I'm sad vicariously through you. You know what I mean? I just, especially right now, it kills me to think that you're in there that just, I hate hospitals with a fucking passion. And you have no idea. No idea. I don't know can you see my scar? I don't know if you can see my scar. I don't even know if I've ever told you guys that I fell off a roof. Did I tell you that I fell off a roof? Hold on. I'm so over. I'm sorry. 2 seconds. I'm done. I don't know if you can see it. Kind of this thing right here. This little line. This is about, I don't know, 70 staples or something. But yeah, 20 feet, 25 feet off a roof. Not bad. Not bad. I'm upright. But I gotta go. I'm yapping like an idiot. I love you guys. I'll see you Sunday. I appreciate it. Thank you to everybody that contributed. No. Did I miss one? Did Loretta? It's gonna be a long 4 years. Oh, thank you. That was the one I got. Okay. I may want to make sure I didn't skip anybody. All right. Love you guys. I'm out. Peace, love, happiness, joy, all that bullshit. Now,
get off my plane.
Take it easy. I love you guys. Now, I'm out.
about? I'm just dandy. I got a bowl of chocolate pudding in my underpants. He says rectum damn near killed him. Taking it back to Nevada where he's wanted for banging horses. I say mud, I said crud. You fall into some crud or something?
I did it again. I'm so stupid. Oh, my Lanta on rice. What is the deal? It's one button, Bri. It's literally one fucking button. Thank you, mods. As usual. Happy holidays.
China has total respect for Donald Trump and for Donald Trump's very, very large brain.
I'm standing up here bashing the living shit out of Nazis.
Fucking Nazis.
Tell the director to call the White House. Do your fucking job!
Or go fuck yourself.
Man, I ain't falling for no banana in my tailpipe.
My superpower's being honest. I will eat my neighbors. I'm just an average guy who read public documents where the elite said they were going to enslave us and destroy America. And I'm not going to be like yuppie scum and deny the threat to my country. I'm going to fight back.
All I smell is your bullshit. Call them dumps, big massive dumps. Obama. Obama.
Is there anything worse than white people? White people are a mortal danger to you and your loved ones.
Army manned the air. It ran the ramparts. It took over the airports. It did everything it had to do. Eating the dogs, the people that came in, they're eating the cats, they're eating the pets of the people that live there.
There's no way we are going to allow a con artist to take over the conservative movement, and Donald Trump is a con artist.
Oh, there's a fly. Oh, I wonder where the fly came from. Gettysburg, what an unbelievable battle that was. The Battle of Gettysburg, what an unbelievable, I mean, it was so much and so interesting and so vicious and horrible and so beautiful in so many different ways. It represented such a big portion of the success of this country. Gettysburg, wow. I go to Gettysburg, Pennsylvania to look and to watch